Today is Friday in California. Welcome everybody to the Monday Sound Stream. If you don't get that reference, watch Kakuranger or spend more time on Twitter, one or the other, whichever's quicker. Welcome guys to our Monday Sound Stream. We have a chunk of news. We have a Planet of the Apes tier list, and yeah, should be a good time. I mean, it should be good. So there's going to be a lot. A lot of the news today is going to be kind of like, hey, look at this, isn't it neat? And then at the end of the stream, we're going to do like this big little, this Planet of the Apes tier list, which will be a fun time. So hope you guys are looking forward to it, because I'm looking forward to it. And let's introduce our flashy, blinky icons, who were formerly the voices in my head. We have Fighter Cows. We're going to start with him.
Little Big Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, there we go. That's where I was getting Little Big from. I knew that was coming from somewhere, right?
Yep.
And then over here we have Darklaw643, Ryan, who is kind of sick today, so wish him well.
If I sound like tired, I'm not. It's just I've been recovering from a cold these past days, so that's why I sound like snotty.
Yeah.
Also, should it technically be Monday somewhere in New Mexico?
It technically should be, but I mean it's Friday in California, because every day is Friday in California, as far as I'm concerned. Mostly because every time I'm in California, I'm always there on Fridays. Anyways, let's run down who is in our wonderful live chat. Hello, chat.
Cass, can you do it? I don't think you want to hear my snotty.
Let me see here. Welcome to MJ Klein, Master Ben, Zeltrax, Millennium, Muteki T, Cameron Mater, Dojo Star, SSJ4, Jason, Donnie Waldman, Jeremy Carr, Soul Man, Jamie's World, Spin Dash 54, Scotty 720, Smith the Crow, Paltrax, Red Ranger Christian, LPH, Astronet, Psycho O's, Benjamin Wiseman, Flutter Guy. Anybody else I'm missing? Sentai Ranger Donnie. Hello? Anybody else? They'll pour in, I'm sure.
Yeah, we'll pour in as we go.
Dr. Grid.
Yeah. No, that's how we have to do it. It's like, just as people come in, we're just like, all right, now we'll shout you out. Anyways, yeah, no, I had a good weekend. I think everybody else had a good weekend. It was
actually it was. I went to, Central Mass.
Mm.
It's just a bigger version of Western Mass, honestly.
Nice. And outside of being sick, Ryan, did you have a good weekend?
Oh yeah. Besides being bedridden half the time, I did get for Mother's Day. Me and my family went to a nice, brand new opening, like Chinese, like not really. I'm not sure what you call it, but it's not a buffet. But it's like one of those they bring out like carts of food that you can take. It was delicious.
That sounds like a good time. I took my mom to Olive Garden after watching Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
These only gun soldiers there.
I didn't. I'm waiting for the day that like my Olive Garden ends up being like a sting operation involving gun. It's gonna happen at some point, right?
Yeah.
That reminds me that when Sonic 3 comes out, I've already decided that after watching Sonic 3, we're going to Olive Garden. It just has to be.
It's like the Swarmo scene at the end of Avengers 1.
Exactly. And it was cool too. I got my mom Animal Crossing Lego sets for Mother's Day, and so we built one of them last night. We built the Captain's Island tour, but I got her the ones with all the sets with the NPC characters. So it was like the Captain Island tour, Isabel's house visit, and Tom Nook's highway robbery. I don't know what it was called.
Yeah.
I mean, that is what he does.
Yeah.
I got my mom a nice crochet book because she loves crocheting, so I bought her a crochet book.
Nice.
Alongside that, I also bought books for myself. Of course, I got X-Men Red, the Out-Wooing book from your recommendation. Because I was gonna get it from your recommendation, but I saw it's written by Out-Wooing, who's like a great writer. So it's like, grab. I also picked up the trade for the Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings, which I didn't realize was the sequel series to the previous run.
Yeah, it's like it should have been labeled Volume 5, because for some reason they had like these different Shang-Chi miniseries, so they numbered them 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the last one they didn't number 5.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I probably hold off to reading that before I read out before I get the previous ones.
Funny story. I think there's a new thick trade that has the entire run coming out.
Of course, I love it. That's the reason why I haven't picked up some certain series. I'm just kind of waiting for a bigger release of that run, that bigger book. I also found the Armored as Azrael Batman, the red one,
Nice.
GameStop, which is really surprised to see because I didn't realize it was out now.
Mm-hmm.
So I got that.
At Master Ben, Shang-Chi had an ongoing. he got a movie, and they're like, give him a miniseries. All right, that's sold. Give him an ongoing. Okay, that was only 12 issues. All right, give him another series.
Which is a shame because I love the character.
I love the character too, but Marvel's chaotic sometimes. Will says, Marvel's trade game is weird. I still remember that time I went to Barnes & Noble and saw 3 ASM Volume 1s. Exactly. They make it needlessly confusing. Let's see. Here we go. Logic Blaster, welcome. Psycho O said, what is this Olive Garden? It's an Italian restaurant, but it's an ongoing joke in the Sonic franchise.
The movie
it is. Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, it's weird with the Marvel trades because I remember Tom Taylor's Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man series, but they just call it Spider-Man by Tom Taylor for some reason for the trade.
I don't know why they do that. I also, like, personally speaking, I don't like creator-centric books. Like, I have, instead of having, like, a She-Hulk omnibus for her 2000s run, there's a Dan Slott omnibus and a Peter David omnibus. Like, they're separate, just to split up the writer. And I'm like, this could have been one. Why is this like 2?
Well, it's one that's I can kind of understand because maybe you prefer one writer over the other, but still, just kind of weird.
Yeah, it's weird because, like, the Peter David omnibus starts with issue 22. And it just goes from there, and it's like, okay. And then they put a bunch of material in the back that's, like, earlier She-Hulk comics that Peter David wrote, and so it's just very strange.
It is kind of painful for me with game trades now because, like, I want to support, like, my local bookstores, but, like, Amazon have, like, better sale price like deals, which is, like, it's kind of unfortunate because I want to support my local bookstores, but, like, I also want to save money at the same time.
Well, yeah, it's the thing, like, I like to support you, but my wallet only goes this far,
Yeah, like, I saw, like,
it's kind of like how, with my local comic shop, I buy my single issues, and at my Barnes & Noble, I buy my manga, but my Omnis and my trades, I buy online, because I can get them way cheaper. It's just, that's how it goes.
That's what I do. That's what I do. Like I saw they had the Captain Marvel Kelly Thompson run at the first one for that. I want to get that, but it was like for Amazon had it for like $25 instead of the 35 retail price. For example, I'm like, I'd rather get the $25 one.
Is it the Kelly Thompson Captain Marvel run that's getting an Omni soon? One of the Captain Marvel runs is getting an Omni soon. Yep. Scotty says, I like when trade paperbacks do an order like 1 to 12, 13, 24. Yeah, exactly. That's how I like it too. I'm like, just keep it straight. Let's see. There's other stuff here. Spin Dash says, sometimes Lass and Agatha show titles. I think the theory that, like, the Agatha series is going to have a different title every episode, and that's why they keep dropping these logos, is, like, the reason. But it's, like, the most poorly executed marketing plan.
Yeah, no, I like...
Hey, Lord Jeffrey.
I just feel like you're confusing people at this point.
Yeah.
If you're doing that.
I just, in my like, notes, because I keep notes for, like, viewing guides and stuff. In my notes, I just have Agatha. I don't even put a subtitle on it. Hellfire says, I'll wait one day where Soundout explains the different DC Marvel trades, Omni lines. I am really tempted to do that as Wednesday's video, because I'm not exactly sure what else to do, and that, quote-unquote, is an easier video. Only because I live and breathe this stuff, you know? Jamie's World asked if any of us watched Doctor Who over the weekend. I did.
Oh, yeah. So you fully caught up, nerd?
I caught up on Doctor Who Thursday night. The new episodes aired Friday afternoon.
So, quick thoughts on the Jodie era? Your quick thoughts on the Jodie era? Because I know that's
I'll make it quick, because I could dive into it. The Jodie Whittaker era would have been great if they had good writers.
Yeah,
but they didn't.
Chris Chibnall's not a great writer.
No,
in my eye.
And the team they had just didn't seem like they had the experience necessary to pull it off.
My part of the 13 Doctors run is I feel like they're trying to make it too cinematic. Like they want to really make it a movie. they want to make it feel like a movie or something like that. And I feel
Yeah.
like
Which
it
is
kind of
why I
lost the charm.
appreciated the first episode of Shurigawa's season was involving talking babies from space.
Yeah, space babies.
Space babies is a good way to get me go, oh, we're having fun again.
And the bogeyman.
And the second episode was all musical themed. Loved it.
That second episode was so good. I love
Yeah.
that second episode.
Oh, Spin Dash brought up something interesting. This happens in comics too. The Deadpool Spider-Man run was a mess for hardcover. That's because Deadpool Spider-Man was a comic, and they had issues that got delayed that were part of the main story because they had to have issues tying to an event. And so then the trades and the paper and the hardcovers reorganized the issues to be in like the order they should have been printed in, which means looking at the numbers, it makes no sense. So fun.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Spinash. Baby Geniuses was fun. Yep.
Smith the Crow says I gave Lego Shadow the Hedgehog the letter that came with the Lego Isabelle house set because it can act like a Smash invitation. Yep, the Smash invitation he never got.
I still love that in the summer Lego Sonic Wave. There's just a picture of Lego Maria and Shadow.
All right, I'm gonna answer two more questions because there's a lot that came in. Logic Blaster asked, "Do I have a decent collection of Planet of the Apes action figures?" Nope. Because up until about a month and a half ago, I hadn't seen any of the movies past the first one, so I don't have any Planet of the Apes figures. But NECA's re-releasing them, so I'm gonna buy those.
You gotta love.
You are in, which I'm glad. I love before you saw any of them. I was like, hey, have you seen? Do you know about time travel? You were like, there's time travel. I'm like, oh, I'll let you see it.
I love it. Friday's video make it feel like sound like a diehard fan that knows everything about Planet of the Apes. You need to start watching these films a month ago.
Yep. That video on Friday makes me sound like I've lived and breathed this stuff for years, but it's really only been a month and a half.
Yeah, like I said, friggin', I was like telling you about it, and you're like, wait, what?
Yeah.
I used to love the Census gift House posted last stream. That's what I always thought, but somehow I check it out. Dad's rated all your favorite gorilla movies.
Yeah. SSJ4 Jason says, "Have you read any of the Planet of the Apes comics?" I have read 2 so far. I decided, I looked at what Boom put out, and I looked at some of the past, and I'm like, that is too much. I'm just, no. So what I did was I read Planet of the Apes Fall of Man, which is the first Marvel comic they did last year. And I've read Beware the Planet of the Apes, which is the current book they did. And I'm just going to keep up with whatever Marvel's doing. If I try to go back to like previous continuities, my brain's going to get scrambled. I just can't handle it. I got too much X-Men to read. Muteki says, wasn't there like 2 Doctor Who's in the Joy Run? Technically, yes, because of the Fugitive Doctor, who's the coolest person ever, and I really wish he actually got to do something. I'm all for if they want to bring the Fugitive Doctor back. Please.
The Fugitive Doctor, I like her character. I wasn't too big a fan of how they handle her, but I'd like to
Ghost Trains. Yeah, I didn't. That's the thing is, like, I kind of didn't like her episode, but I like her. Oh god, that's the whole era in general. I like Jodie Whittaker. A lot of their episodes aren't great. Spin Dash says, like Soundout, I'd only seen the original in the 2001 one. I keep forgetting I watched that too. I always say, like, oh, I only saw the original. It's the only one I remembered. 2001 is just kind of like a weird blank. He said, but I've absorbed info and all the others through cultural osmosis. I mean, I saw so many trailers for the like Rise trilogy that I thought I knew what happened in those movies, but legitimately speaking, I had no idea. They were completely different than what I thought, which is good. I was surprised. Sentai Ranger Johnny said, I like Jodie as well. I thought the Jodie era was okay. Yeah, I think that it's just okay. Which sucks because it came off of really good and is followed by really good. So, you know what I mean? It's kind of like, that's the issue, right? SSJ4 Jason said 2001, it's a great ape makeup, though. That is what we will talk about later when we rank these movies. It's time to get off Apes talk. Let's get on to News Top. Ghost Train says, I'm confused about Doctor Who. It's been going on for 60 years. Yeah, but like Kamen Rider and Ultraman, it had a big old gap between like the late 80s and the early 2000s. So they didn't have anything but a movie in there, and then they brought it back in 2005, and it's been running since. So, okay, all right. And everybody's been saying, oh, you should watch Showa or Doctor Who, and I'm like, I will get there. I need a break. 5 months of watching Doctor Who straight. I need a break. I got Planet of the Apes stuff to watch. I need to watch those TV shows. Yeah, I mean, all right. You guys ready for the news? I think we're ready for the news.
Yeah.
All right. First things first. Speaking of apes, I'm happy with the response on the apes video. People seem to dig it. It was a good time. So
is the Caesar bus just a bus? You can't put the DVDs inside that thing,
you
right?
can put the DVDs inside of it. Yes.
Okay, I wasn't sure because it
Yeah.
made it look like it was just a bus. You couldn't put the DVDs in it.
Yeah, because in the thumbnail
That
I
makes
just
it
have
better.
him standing on top of it, so you know what it is, as opposed to like here's a monkey head. So
No, that makes it better than I can hold the DVDs.
yeah,
If you remake your background for your videos, I want you to find a way to put that Caesar bus in the background, so there's just a random monkey head in the background.
I would like
of
that
videos.
too.
Oh.
What I need to do though is I need to buy a glass case for him, or like a plexiglass box.
Yeah, because dust. I imagine dust is. I
Yeah.
think it's
The
enemy
reason
to
he hasn't
the
been
bus.
on display in the 19 years we've owned him, or 18 years we've owned him, is he's been sitting in the box mostly because of the hair, and we live in a desert.
Well, so man, that Sunko's, this game that like flashback to that Sunko's video,
Sunko's-
like being back. It's like you literally time travel. Look at you, just literally time travel doing that thing.
Yep. It was kind of wild because I mean we've kept the Suncoast bag on it, kept it safe. That was a fun video to do because I think when you compare DVD to Blu-ray, a lot of times you end up with this. Oh man, the Blu-ray has like nothing on it, and it's sad and depressing. But this time it was different. The differences were interesting to look at. So if you guys haven't watched it yet, you can check that out on the channel. A lot of people watched Real Talk Learning to Let Go of a Franchise, which blew up more than I thought it would. I didn't
I'm
expect
glad
it
because
to do that well. Yeah.
that was important.
It's weird because I'm not sure if it's coincidence or inspired from you, but I saw other toy channels I watch also make similar kind of real talk videos after you. I noticed. I'm not sure there's a coincidence or not, but I just noticed that.
I will say that like a couple of my inspirations for making this when I went to film it was Dan Larson's video on Thundercats Roar and Pixel Dan's video about the new Masters of the Universe movie announcement. Those two things like sparked ideas that like kind of put me into the mindset, and I was like, I think I need to talk about this in the way I want to talk about it. So I'm glad everybody liked it. I got a ton of comments on it, like more than usual. So I feel like it was a good conversation to have, and I'm glad that the message got out there to a lot of people. So there was somebody that in the comments mentioned that they were like, after watching this, I think I need to let go of the Star Fox franchise, and if they do something with it, cool, but just kind of enjoy what it is and not sit waiting for it. And I was able to respond and say, yeah, as an F-Zero fan, I had to do that as well. Oh yeah, Master Ben's good point. Josh's Lightning Storm finale. Yeah, that also was an inspiration to this as well. Because Josh was talking about how like he kind of had to move on from Lightning Collection because it's not doing anything. He can't focus the channel around it anymore, and he's got to find his groove. Which I know the feeling for because I was going to make Star Trek Playmates like the focus of the channel, and then that didn't go. So I just pivoted and do new things now.
Sort of related, but like I've been watching a lot of older reviews on like older Marvel Legends of Hasbro and Toy Biz, and maybe just got realized that like it made me wonder what was like because I was not I was a little kid, so I didn't know what it was like, but what was it like from that switch to Toy Biz to Hasbro? And I wonder like because that was a major controversy. I watched all these older videos, and maybe just kind of realized that like we're kind of going through that now with I don't want to say with Power Rangers, but like there is that kind of feel to that.
Yeah, because it's a massive shift, right? Kind of like when Hasbro got Marvel Legends, I wasn't.
Well, not just Marvel, just the Marvel license in general.
Or the Marvel license, yeah. When Hasbro got it after Toy Biz had it for 20 years, basically, right? Toy Biz had it all through the 90s and most of the 2000s, and then Hasbro came in and got stuff. I think what's interesting about it is that we have so many ways to talk about like the Hasbro Power Rangers thing or the shift here and there with stuff versus like back when Toy Biz lost Marvel and it went to Hasbro. That was like the days of like just forum posts, and so people talking about thank you MJ Klein for reminding people to like the stream. Appreciate it. Helps the discussions and the stream get out there. The thing I find that is interesting is I don't think like it was recorded how people felt in the moment, and so it's a lot of people kind of reflecting on their own memories. If that makes sense.
Yeah, because watching some
Yeah.
older videos, watching some of these older videos, like a lot of people, a lot of those old Toy Biz, Marvel Legends hunters really still wasn't too big on Hasbro. It took it to like when Infinite Series got his groove around like 2014, 2015 for them to really like Hasbro Legends.
Yeah.
So like it's one of those things where it's like it's just kind of an interesting thing I was thinking about recently watching these older Marvel videos is that what was it like when because that was a
Because
big I think
I was not collecting. I wasn't really like collecting Marvel when that switch happened. I barely even noticed it because I was, what was it, 2007 when that happened? 2006?
2006.
2006. I was 11 years old. I was not paying attention to who was making the toys. I was just buying the toys. I did notice the change, though. I did notice the change because I remember the Fantastic Four Rise of the Silver Surfer toys were not as cool as the first Fantastic Four movie ones.
Because they were 5-inch scale.
They were a different scale, and then I looked and I was like, "Oh, the packaging says Hasbro." That was like probably like one of the first moments I started to acknowledge like companies and like how they do things, you know? Because that made me. I was like, "Wait, why are these so different?" And I think that I kind of want to go back and look at that era and think about it deeper at some point.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's interesting because I've been so curious about because I always hear how bad early Hasbro Marvel was.
Oh, it was
But
so bad.
really, yeah, but it was like there's no there was
No.
barely any documentations of that era. At least that's high quality. And like I try to find like, oh, let me find like reviews the Nihilist way, nothing. The Blob way, nothing. The Fing Fan Foom way, nothing. It's so hard to find any information about the era. So like it is just a thought I was thinking about recently.
I have contemplated doing History of Marvel Legends in the way I did the Star Trek Playmates. I have not committed to it because that is a huge time sink.
That's a lot because
if the video stats are fluctuating, that's not going to be super great.
Because if you did something like that, you had to talk about all the sublines like Spider-Man Classic, Fantastic Four
I
Classic.
have it all docked. I have a checklist of everything, but actually formatting it for a video is different. I will say that a lot of heavy Toy Biz Marvel Legends collectors did not like early Hasbro, and I know why. I think I know why because I'm thinking about it. Early Hasbro Marvel Legends were sharing molds with Toy Biz and sharing styling, but the difference was that Toy Biz had a lot more like paint wash on the figures.
A lot of grit. There was this kind of like hyper grit detail to Toy Biz Legends.
They had a lot of like paint wash, grit, and stuff, and then Hasbro was like flat plastics.
Like very toy.
Yeah,
toy.
So very toy, and so the way that like the way that like they looked similar joint wise, but you put them next to each other, they don't fit. And I think that was what probably caused a lot of the friction in the fandom.
Which is so interesting since now we have so much Marvel, like Hasbro Marvel Legends, there's more Hasbro Legends now. Like you put a Toy Biz figure, they look out of place now.
Yeah.
But your Hasbro collection, it's like I
definitely think Marvel Legends have improved significantly. But I think when they were trying to match Toy Biz without really doing what Toy Biz was doing, I think that was a mistake. They should have just gone in a new direction from the jump.
I think like them. I think when they did the Infinite series, because technically, I think some people don't realize the Infinite series is technically a second reboot from the Return of Marvel Legends. Because you look at the Return of Marvel Legends from like I think the Terrex Rave to I want to say Ironmonger, it's very different from Infinite series. I think I think it was Amazing Spider-Man 2 was the first Infinite series.
It was the Captain America Winter Soldier Mandroid wave.
Yeah, that was the 2014. Like there is a difference of styling. That's like the Infinite series is what we still get to this day technically in terms of style of figure.
I think as soon as they gave up on those hips that you have to rotate to move forward, that's when I think Marvel Legends rebirthed finally. I think that was when Infinite series got rid of those ball hips. So, all right, let me answer two more things on this before we move on. Infinity War Torn says, interesting as a Marvel Universe collectors. I remember when Legends was back and people who jumped from 6-inch to 4-inch went back to 6. Yeah, that's another thing to talk about is like Legends died, they started building up Marvel Universe, and then Legends came back and everybody jumped ship again. It was very.
Oh yeah, that was
Yeah.
interesting because like a lot of it's
Mhm.
like a lot of Marvel Legends fans are not a big fan of the 3 1/4 inch figures, but like
Yeah.
there's hardcore like I know a lot of people that grew up with Marvel Universe, especially the Iron Man 2 line.
Mhm.
The Iron Man 2 line was I think like one
That
of
was
the
a big
best
thing for me. I
Hasbro.
collected those heavily.
Yeah, that was a big line I know for a lot
Yeah.
of people. And then, but then once as Marvel Legends came back, you could tell that Hasbro kind of like once Marvel Legend like Infinite Series came out is when the wane of the Marvel Universe stuff started to
Mhm.
really wane to now where you look at the Epic Hero collections and Epic Heroes figures, you go, what happened?
Yeah. Last comment on this topic. Will says, I know how you feel. I have to use Wayback Machine to find reactions to Archie Sonic as it was coming out. Archiving stuff is really bad around the 2000s. Biggest reason for that is there was a mentality in the 2000s, especially in the early 2000s, and it never really went away. It's still a thing, but I think people are more conscious of it now. Is that there was this mentality with the internet that, oh, if it's on the internet, it's always available. It's there forever. And that is why we don't have anything from the 2000s. Like, the archiving of things from the 90s is better than the 2000s because when you start putting, like, promos online, people didn't save promo videos. People didn't save forum posts. People didn't save stuff because they're like, oh, it's on the internet. It'll be on there forever. Which is
There's always a
100%
chance.
not true. Like,
There's always a chance that there's some VHS recording from the 90s that has that lost
mhm.
media thing on there versus 2000s where you had to get really lucky someone who has the files
Yep.
of it.
Exactly. All right, let's move on. Shorts wise, last week, if you guys didn't see, it was Ted Core Blue Beetle week. Look at that. I did 2 videos.
That bug chip looks really fun.
That bug ship is like the most fun I've had with a toy in a while, and it brought me back to the 80s childhood I never had.
Oh, it was like really big. I'm actually surprised the size of that thing.
Yeah, it's huge. For like the 30, I think it's $30 for the bug ship and $10 for Ted. It's not a
Yeah,
bad.
no, that's a good price. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, it's time to move on to comic book news because there's a little bit of it. There's enough of it that there's a segment. But all right, first up, we talked about this last week. Skybound is doing a Kickstarter for the GI Joe compendiums if you want them in a leather-bound hardcover edition versus the paperback. And this is what they look like. So this appeared on an ad, I think, on Reddit. There's going to be 2 versions, which horrifies me. There's going to be a G.I. Joe version and a Cobra version. So I imagine you can order, like, all your volumes in G.I. Joe or all your volumes in Cobra style hardcovers. But this is what they look like.
Oh, they're leather bound,
They're
apparently?
leather bound, yes.
Oh, wow.
The page, I mean, this is not an indication of paper, it's just a render, but it looks like it's a standard size hardcover, not like it's a, like an omnibus deluxe size hardcover thing. But you can see that, like, there's Volume 1 has Snake Eyes, Volume 1 has Cobra Commander, so depending on how you want. I'm undecided on these, because, I think, let's see, Spin Dash says, can't wait to see these dry out in 20 years. I mean, they have to be really good to be, not drying out. I think that's 100% a concern. I will say these look really nice, and if you keep them in a good environment, they should hold up. But I gotta see the price on these if I'm gonna do these over the paperbacks.
Which cover would you pick if you were to back this?
It would depend, because if it's gonna be like Cobra Commander, Destro, Baroness Storm Shadow, But if it's like Cobra Commander, Serpentor, Dr. Mind, like it depends on who the roster is, on who's gonna be on the covers. Same thing for G.I. Joe. Like, it's gonna depend on who the other 3 volumes are. I'm going to basically pick favorites if I'm going to do it, That makes sense, Cass?
They're nice. Yeah, no, they are nicely designed.
Yeah. I like the kind of single color choice.
Because, like, if you get, like, oh, I pick Cobra, then it's like, oh, the rest are jobber pictures. Like,
yeah.
These designs don't rock as hard. Like, yeah, no, you got to see.
Yeah, I got to wait and see. Because if it's like, if the G.I. Joe size is Lady J and Helix, not Helix, that's too soon for Helix, she was later. You know what I mean? Like, it depends on who's who.
Funny story about G.I. Joe, funny enough. What's that new classified figure with the dog?
Mutton Junkyard?
Yeah, Monkey Junkyard. One of the targets I went to, someone sold the guns on the
Oh.
figure, but that's it. That's the guns, not even the rest of the figure and accessories.
I have to admit, I picked up Junkyard and accidentally broke Junkyard.
Oh no, not the dog.
I
My
moved
favorite thing.
his leg too quickly and it snapped.
Oh no.
And
To the vet. Time to go to the vet.
Time to go to the vet. Him and Grunt, like I need to fix those.
That's why funny. So just took the guns and that's it, not the rest of the figure.
Hellfire says, can you pick and choose each volume version? I kind of hope you could, because I would love to alternate them. Like one Joe, one Cobra, one Joe, one Cobra, because there's going to be 4. Maybe they'll do that. We'll see. We'll have to see. It's the end of May when they're doing this, so we'll see. Miteki says, you played too hard. Yeah, it's called I film things, and when I'm filming things, I go way quicker than I should. I should not open things and then film them right away. I should open them when I'm in a casual environment and then film them later. That was my mistake. So, Logic Blaster, not for me. I'll stick to buying the original single issues of Marvel G.I. Joe, because these 4 companions are going to be...
These are Marvel.
These are the original Marvel run. They're not like the newer stuff. It's going to be the original 155 issues plus special missions plus the special and all that. But if you're going for single issues, more power to you. That's a lot, but that would be a cool collection to have. All right, we'll get more details later. Let's move on.
Massive, you killed the good boy.
I did kill the good boy. I didn't mean to. It happens. I mean, I killed Grunt too by accident, but I don't even think Grunt was my fault. Grunt just kind of fell off the peg.
Wait, hey, that's his famous name. He's a grunt.
It's true. Turtles of Grayskull, the Mattel toy line that's the Master of the Universe Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles mashup, is getting a comic book from Dark Horse with Freddie E. Williams II doing art, which makes me happy because he's great. And he's also did this cover. So it's going to be I think it's a 4-issue miniseries. It's typically what Dark Horse does. But yeah, this is coming out soon. Let's see the details.
Look at Mikey's
here's one of the variant covers. It's all like cartoon looking.
Look at Mikey's luscious locks of hair.
I like how Mikey's locks of hair are like the... Oh, that's a Stan Sakai cover. Look at that.
Oh,
that's cool.
Yeah.
Um,
On the toy, though, you can have Mikey with or without the hair, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right?
It's
Yeah.
removable.
It is a wig.
You can give anybody the he hair.
Yeah, because that's what I want to do. Randomly put on everybody.
This is coming out in September, or starts in September, for a 4-issue series. The plot, when the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles came across Krang and Shredder making a deal with some otherworldly demon mage named Skeletor, things got hella weird, and they ended up in Eternia. It turns out when you mix Ultraman mutagen with demon magic, you get a nasty purple poison, and it's brought to Eternia at the brink of chaos. So Leo, Raph, Donnie, and Mikey are teaming up with the Masters of the Universe to kick some blue bony butt. The only problem is, He-Man is missing in action.
AKA the mutant He-Man we see in the toy line.
Yeah, this will be fun. I'm looking forward to this.
Not surprised it's coming out because every Turtles crossover when you get a comic
Do you still collect variants though?
I don't collect variants anymore.
It's too hard. There's too many.
If there's a book I really care about to have variants of it, I usually end up buying their omnibus or deluxe hardcover edition, and then I get the variants in that. Like the Power Rangers deluxe hardcovers all have like a mini art book in the back with all the variant covers. That's kind of what I do. Hello, Toma.
Digimon are doing digital things.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's your Digimon.
That is my Digimon thing. I didn't even hear it. You heard it. I couldn't hear Modimon digivolving into Lalamon. Oh no, they became Morphomon. Okay, we'll see if that screws up my plans.
Oh.
Anyways. See you later, Mr. Tanuki. Mr. Tanuki reminds everybody, hit the like button. Alright, and third comic book news. The Mobile Suit Gundam The Origin MSD side story, Kukuru's Doan's Island Volume 1 hardcover from Kodansha/Vertical is coming out later this year in November, and they revealed the cover. This was a 5-issue series or 5-volume series in Japan. It should be a 5-volume series here. I don't think they're combining them like they did The Origin, where they made it less volumes. I think it's just going to be 5.
Did Kodansha do the Origin books, or was that a different company?
Vertical did, and Vertical is owned by Kodansha now.
Oh, okay.
So
it's like a Skybound Image thing.
Yep. That's a great comparison. That was our comic news. I'm going to prep this thing. Oh, Thomas sent a super chat. because Toma has been a member for 6 months. Thank you very much, Toma, for being a member for 6 months. Toma says, please hit the like button to support the stream and buy a membership. Yeah, if you want to help support the channel directly, we have channel memberships available. We're doing a members-only after show today. I forgot to mention that up top. So if you're a channel member at any level, you can join the members-only stream today after our normal live stream, or you can watch that live stream afterwards on your own. But you got to be a member to access that video. So you can join. There's also perks like early access and special shout-outs. So check out the join button down below for more details. Currency does convert from what I've learned. So it will convert to your local currency.
I know that.
So it's good stuff. What it does too is it helps fund the channel's videos directly because that money goes directly into the channel. It's not going through like ad stuff. So it helps. It helps a lot. And I appreciate everybody that is a member. It is really, really nice. Muteki, I don't know. It's whatever YouTube accepts, but I do need to set up. I need to set up other things. I've been thinking a lot of YouTubers have been doing Patreon and channel memberships with the same perks in both. Might do that. All right, let's get on to the Blu-ray news that's mostly DVD because we live in a dystopia. Jokes. Hey, Jamie's World, who's been a member for 4 months, sent a little super chat saying, woo, 4 months for me. That's great. Plus, love supporting you all the way. Keep it up. Will do. All right, so we talked about this prior. The Dexter's Laboratory Complete Series DVD is now official. It's going to be coming out June 25th. It's going to have all 78 episodes plus Ego Trip. There is no mention of the pilots or the banned episode Rude Removal. So we'll see if that ends up happening, but it's definitely coming. So
it's more complete than the other Cartoon Network.
Yeah,
Cartoon Network sets, which is great to see.
It's good to see they're getting better at this instead of worse, which happens all too often. Congratulations, Scotty, on getting qualified for monetization. That is a long road to get your way through. All right, next up. Warner Brothers is re-releasing Beetlejuice the Animated Series also on June 25th on DVD. Shout Factory did a prior release of this. We don't know what's going to be contained versus the Shout release, but they are obviously, Warner Brothers is doing this because of Beetlejuice coming out in September. So there'll be another chance to get the show, at least, soon. So that's good. And then lastly, Godzilla X Kong New Empire, also known as Monkey vs. Lizard Slapfest. It is coming out June 11th on 4K, on Blu-ray, and on DVD.
The movie, you always could tell when a movie's released, especially when the whole media comes out like sooner than you expected.
Yep. They're like, we're making so much money, we're going to make more money.
I do like each format has a different cover.
Yeah, I like that too, and I like that the 4K has like the coolest cover. I like this one the most, and none of them are AI, unlike that stupid MonsterVerse box set.
Oh yeah.
Also of note, I've been noticing this a lot more lately. We're not getting 4K and Blu-ray combo packs much anymore. It's just 4K and digital cut. So
makes sense because isn't 4K just a Blu-ray but more like HD fancy?
I mean, it's kind of like what's a good comparison? The PS5 version of a game versus the PS4 version. It looks fancier.
Smoother frame rate.
Yeah, smoother frame rate, a little fancier, and that's pretty much about it. That's kind of how it goes. I'm queuing up entertainment news. We got some news that dropped this morning. I like when news drops before my streams and not during, because I don't like covering.
Oh god, yeah. Well, what? Not if you said that.
Yeah.
Watch like
something's gonna drop right now. Isn't it? Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm gonna be complaining about something in a minute, and then things are gonna get intense, and suddenly, boom, there we go. All right, I'm prepping the news. That's what I'm doing behind the scenes here. The secret things are happening. Anyways, we're getting stuff prepped. All right, let me close this video of the Batman cast talking about the movie because that has nothing to do with the article, Entertainment Weekly. Just because it's Batman doesn't mean you need to do things. All right, we will get to Batman. It's on the list. All right, Rolando Cruz. Also, we're still waiting for -1 as well. I think it's going to be a while because it's Toho, and that's just how they go. All right. There's a new cast member for Ultraman Arc. This is the character of Rin Natsume, age 25. She works at SKIP, the Scientific Kaiju Investigation and Prevention Center. Isn't she cool? More on that when the show airs. Okay. Transformers Earthspark Season 2 is finally coming June 7th, which is quick, soon. Coming up very fast.
Yeah,
gotta love it. We got 1 month, and the only trailer we got is the 30-second one.
30-second spot. Looks like the kids are going to fight the Transformers directly now, which is rad. They got weapons, they got armor.
I actually like how their armor looks. I really do.
I do too.
They look like they look like Max Steel.
They look like they can actually handle themselves, unlike other times when they give Transformers humans weapons.
They're like, oh no, I don't know what to do.
Yeah,
they look like they're saying, bring the smoke. I want smoke.
It makes sense for Robbie Mo because we saw that in season 1. Them developing enough with their cyber sleeves to break these shields and swords. So it's a nice evolution of their characters.
Now, if you want a good look at them in their cyber suits, you want to check out the clip because this poster is awful.
Exactly. Oh my goodness.
Here's our poster. It's 4 pre-existing renders of the Transformers, and then it's Robbie and Mo in particular is having bad proportion day.
Woof. I don't know what happened there.
You can clearly tell they didn't properly light them for the scene. The scene they're in.
It's
happened
wild.
A lot with Don Brothers CG.
Yeah. Oh god, it is like Don Brothers CG. Where it's not lit properly. All right. Next up, I don't know where Chris McFeely got this info from, but I trust Chris McFeely. He gives us the basics on Transformers. I mean, can't go wrong with that. As in some press release, that joining the Earthspark cast this season will be guest stars Weird Al Yankovic as Cosmos, making the second time Weird Al has played a character in Transformers.
I found the source if you want it.
What? Just tell me what the source is.
It's from the site called the Futon Critic.
Okay, yeah, they're a news site. Zelda Williams will be playing Spitfire. Red Hot. We will talk about Spitfire in a moment with the toys. Red Hot Chili Peppers bassist Flea as Aftermath, because we're just getting anybody now.
Hey, Mo! That's what Flea would yell.
And Richard Ayoade as Fair Maestro. I feel like Aftermath and Fair Maestro are probably like human villains.
Yeah. Because I look and see if we can Aftermath's episode in Beast Wars. Beast Wars.
Cool. He's playing a Beast Wars character.
No, that's a Beast Wars episode.
Okay. He's playing a Beast Wars episode in Earthspark. That's his character. Weird Al was in Transformers Animated as Wreck-Gar. Yeah, I think I forgot to mention that.
Also, nice to see Cosmos again. I like seeing Cosmos.
I do like Ultraman Cosmos. I mean, yeah, the Transformer.
He's a friend, little hockey puck friend.
Speaking of animated things that are finally coming out later this year in theaters is The Day the Earth Blew Up, a Looney Tunes movie, which is a fully animated Looney Tunes feature-length movie releasing in theaters. We got our first official look at it now.
Especially a 2D animated one, especially.
Yeah, and it looks great. I'm gonna go see it because it's Looney Tunes.
Also, I think people need to know because I've seen some people go "What's the point? Watch this because Warner Bros. Got trash it." This is already set. This is locked in.
It's set. It's locked. It has a release date. I don't remember. Let me find out what the release date is.
Also, I don't think it's being distributed by Warner Brothers. Correct, from what I understand.
Let me go double check that.
I've been seeing people talk about that.
Anything science fiction comedies produced by Warner Brothers Animation, but it's not distributed by Warner Brothers. It doesn't have a date yet, but it's set for fall 2024. They're not going to drop it now because they would have, if they were going to be dumping this movie somehow, they would have done it already. They wouldn't be showing us a new still. This was off of they're going to show more at a presentation at an upcoming convention. So, let's see. I was trying to find the thing about presentation. It's going to make its world premiere at Annecy 2024 alongside the Lord of the Rings War of the Rohirrim. I'm not a Lord of the Rings fan. I apologize. That's another animated film coming out. So it was originally set to be Max, and then it was going to be Cartoon Network, and then now it's got a theatrical distribution. So it's moving on up. I don't know why. I don't know how all this happened. It's just weird. It's like, but if you love Looney Tunes, go watch this so we can slap David Zaslav with some box office dollars.
I mean, it's also nice to see some 2D animation on theaters.
Mm-hmm. All right.
I was thinking about that earlier. But yeah.
I love animation. You guys love animation. We all love 2D animation. Great stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Also, I was just
No,
speaking to make sure
go
that
away.
you can hear me because Discord keeps disconnecting and reconnecting me.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, love it.
All right, so welcome to Soundout will rant, and he apologizes, but he's not happy. Batman Cape Crusader is a show that's been in the works for years. It was announced around the same time as My Adventures with Superman. My Adventures with Superman
I did not know that.
is a really cool, fresh reimagining of the Superman mythos that brings it all into the modern day and is fun and bright and happy and also just like really well animated. Looks great.
I love My Adventures with Superman.
I love that show so much. Why am I talking about that and not the thing that the news is? Batman Cape Crusader feels like if you threw all the Batman in the last 30 years into a blender and spat it back out again.
There's no. Oh, I don't see any Brain the Bold in it.
Let me rephrase. Anything Bruce Timm's worked on Batman.
There you go. There you go.
So this was a show that was originally going to be released on Max, and then it was dropped by Max, and they sold it to Amazon Prime along with Merry Little Batman. And it's coming out this year, and here's our first info about it. And yeah, so this is going to be done by Bruce Timm, who did Batman the Animated Series and many other things. Bruce Timm is an old man with old man ideas, and that is why I think this is the most boring Batman show announcement that... I mean, when they announced it, I was already not super on board. They said, oh, it's a 1940s styled Batman, and I'm like, you already did that. It was called Batman the Animated Series. You literally are the same people that made that.
Yep.
Anyways, this is our look at Batman. He's got long ears. He's got the gloves, but the gloves aren't purple. All right, the gloves aren't purple.
Boo.
That means he's
Scotty says, hey, we old people rule. Old people are great. Grumpy old men that have no new ideas aren't. And that's what Bruce Timm is at this point. And I don't cast judgment on somebody I've never met.
There's a wrestling joke in there about the purple gloves.
Yeah, exactly. I like the purple gloves. I don't know why we got... Yeah, anyways. So this isn't like an X-Men 97 situation, by the way. This is not like a continuation of B-TAS. It is brand new, okay?
You know, it looks like it.
Even though it looks like it could be a B-TAS show. All right. LPH says, well, Batman killing it? I mean, look, if they're going all 40s Batman, you got to have him throw people off of cliffs and shoot him with a gun on his plane. I love Batman the Animated Series, too. But I'm also kind of DCAU'd out. Like, we're good. I don't need them to revisit that. But this feels like they wanted to make Batman the Animated Series again.
And look, when people were commenting about that with the whole X-Men 97, and here's the thing: we already returned to the DCU already with the 2 animated films. I feel like we don't need.
Yeah.
We
don't have Kevin Conroy anymore. There's no point in returning to the DCAU. He was the linchpin, central focus figure of the DCAU. Without Kevin Conroy, there's no point in us going back to that universe. The time has passed, essentially, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can tell DC stories in other formats. All right. So the thing is that I wanted to go over some of the quotes because I think that we look at the pictures as one thing. Let's look at what were the thought processes of the people making it. So James Tucker is working on this. Bruce Timm's working on this. They worked on BTAS. They said our number one priority was to not just make sure it was a repeat of BTAS. Could have fooled me. The best way to do that, they decided, was to make the show fully set 40s period piece, rather than repeating the anachronistic jumble of computers and payphones that define BTAS. So, like, the thing is, they're like, basically, we're just going to do BTAS, but without computers. Which isn't that much different.
Yeah, even though BTAS didn't really use computers that much, really.
No, like, they're there, but they're not, like...
The only times they use it were, like, the Riddler episodes in Hardak, and that's really it.
Mm-hmm. Cameron, we have no idea cast. They haven't told us any cast yet.
We know Kevin Conroy's in it, but he's not Batman. That's all we know about it.
Okay, so they're gonna bring in some other villains. Here's Commissioner Gordon. Commissioner Gordon's black in this version. Great. I got no problem with that because it feels like they're modeling him off of Jeffrey Wright, and Jeffrey Wright's been the best Commissioner Gordon on screen yet. So I don't got a problem with that. But I like how he's got the mustache, the glasses, the white hair. He's got the suit. It's Commissioner Gordon. They didn't really go any crazy with this one. Now Harley Quinn, I have a massive issue with, and I gotta preface this by saying I don't have a full issue with this. First of all, here's Harley's new design for Harleen Quinzel. They have reimagined Harleen Quinzel as an Asian American character. Cool, great, love that. Why is her costume yellow?
And green.
And green. Why is it yellow and green? It's supposed to be Harley Quinn of the 40s. That also could be red and black. Why did you change it to yellow and green?
Did we not learn our lesson from the Mandarin?
The Mandarin. The first Yellow Power Ranger.
Or what were the aliens? Where are those aliens with the red
Dominators.
circles? Yeah, the Dominators. Yeah.
Stop making characters who are Asian and put them in yellow costumes. It's not cool.
Especially in this time period.
Like, especially in the 40s time setting, right? Which is not, they say it's a full 40s period piece, but it's not quite. Here's the thing. There's no reason for Harley's color scheme to ever change, but it's really weird, and this is why I mean by, like, Bruce Timm being an old man, right? I don't think he thinks these things through. And this is what I like the design of the Harley. Why is she going to be yellow when she's finally aged?
Belchak, what do you mean? Honestly, I think I know why they're trying this version to try to distinct this of Tara Strong.
Tara Strong has nothing to do with this.
So Arlene Sorkin created the character, was the virtual voice actress.
Tara Strong is like replacement Harley.
And also many actors played Harley Quinn, also. Besides her, so that's not a reason at all.
And on top of that, this has been in the works for 2+ years, 3 years, 4, 3-4 years. Yeah. The point is that if you're going to change Harley's color scheme, don't go right into the racial stereotype with it, you know? I don't think I think if I could recolor, I'm not going to recolor this, but if I were to recolor this, I put her back in the red and black. There's no reason for her to be yellow and green. And for a lot of people online that just saw the photos and didn't see the text associated, didn't even know this was Harley Quinn.
I didn't realize I was Harley Quinn. Supposed to be Harley, and I also didn't realize she was Asian either. Because I look at her and I don't see Asian. I know she's Asian American, but still, I don't see any Asian in her. She just looks like any other Bruce Timm woman.
Yeah, I think that's also the problem, is that Bruce Timm's seems to be Bruce Timm's art style is the inspiration for all this, so everybody just kind of blends into male, female. Again, I love Bruce Timm's older work, but the longer stuff happens. So then he goes into this quote about oh, we thought there might be something interesting about bringing her on the show, not as just Joker's girlfriend. So, she's not Joker's girlfriend. That's fine. I don't mind that. The original Dark Knight Quinzel was a little bit more serious, and then she became Harley. She got really goofy and weird, so we thought, what if we reverse that? When she's Quinzel, she's a little bit more whimsical and fun, and when she's Harley Quinn, she's scary. Not to argue with one of the co-creators of Harley Quinn, but, at some point, you're just making a new villain, right?
I mean,
oh my god, she does look like Lois Lane.
Yeah, no, that's what I first thought. So yeah.
She does look like Lois. Oh my god. It's the same haircut that Lois had in the 60s.
I mean, not to discredit Bruce Timm, but he is the co-creator of Harley. But
Dini did all. Paul Dini's the one that really.
Yeah, he wrote he's the writer of her. He wrote her, and that's where some of the best Harley stuff is from, is him. And I'm not discrediting Bruce Timm, but I feel like
this is like when Stan Lee would say oh yeah, I was totally involved in Captain America.
Yeah.
It's no, that was Jack Kirby. They also talk about, so he also mentions that this version of Harley uses her psychiatry as a weapon because she doesn't work at Arkham. She's just a normal psychiatrist in Gotham. Again, how far do you go before it's just a new character? Anyways, all right. So then here's another still. Here's our Bruce Wayne. I guess it's Bruce Wayne. I don't know this woman that's with him. Is that Catwoman?
I'm not sure it's either Selena or Vicky. I'm not sure.
I have no idea. They don't say. So, okay. Let's see. They go into the costume of Batman. Say he's a really weird human being. He's not obsessed with his parents' murder, but it changed him in a way where he's not quite adjusted to being a human being. He's literally Batman. Inside, that's who he is. Wasn't that the whole thing of DCAU Batman, though? Like, it says whenever he's Bruce Wayne, it's not just him with a mask off, it's him wearing a person suit. He's trying to pretend something he's not. There's a whole Batman Beyond episode where the linchpin to Bruce is like, I'm not going crazy, someone is manipulating me because they're calling me Bruce and not Batman. I call myself Batman in my head. You know?
Like, I love Terry. Go, nah, that's me now.
Yep. Smith the Crow says, look, it's Superman without the glasses. Might as well be. I don't mean to be ranty about this. I'm just like, look, we have had so many interesting things, like with My Adventures of Superman in particular. Like, this just feels like we're just recycling things, which is kind of my problem with Batman stuff in general. Like, I feel like we kind of haven't had anything fresh except for Matt Reeves doing the Batman.
Well, that's the thing is, like, I think like something like Failsafe and the current Zdarsky runs really creative, and again, like Matt Reeves, Batman. I just think in our first Batman show in years.
This is our first Batman show since Beware the Batman.
Yeah, and like think how like I still think this is what we as someone who loves the
yes, Smith the Crow, Matt Reeves is a producer on this, but I don't think he's doing much. He's working on his movies. Yeah.
As someone who loves the comics and the whole Bat family, like, this is not the Batman show we need. I know this is ironic. This is not the hero we need. That we need the hero we deserve.
Another loner Batman in his early days show is not what we need. When we just did that with Beware, we had done that with the Batman. We had done that with B-Task to an extent.
Here's the thing, like, with something like the Batman, what's great about the Batman is you see him grow from that loner to someone who has Batgirl and Robin and the Justice League and then the show and such. And what I feel like we need is a Bat family show. We need because I feel like
with how popular the Wayne Family Adventures webtoon was, how do we not have a Bat family show?
Yeah, like. That's the thing is, people know Robin, they know Nightwing, they know Batgirl, and maybe Red Hood. Maybe.
Speaking of Red Hood, do you know how many times Red Hood has appeared in animation?
Wait, what?
4.
Under Red Hood? Yeah, Under Red Hood.
The Under Red Hood movie, Batman Ninja, the Lego Batman Family Matters movie, and the Death in the Family animated interactive movie. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like super popular and always has comics, and it's like, why are you not capitalizing on the Bat family?
How many people know about Cassandra Cain, Duke Thomas, Luke Fox, Stephanie Brown? How many people know?
Duke has never had a non-comics appearance.
I know there's sadly Bat Wheels, but even then, that's a preschool.
That's a different. That's Duke Thomas is Robin in that.
Yeah, not the Signal. Like, how many people know those characters? Not many at all. And no, I don't count Cassandra Cain, Birds of Prey. That's not Cassandra Cain.
Cassandra Cain and Stephanie Brown at least made it into Young Justice in its last season, but they were like, they weren't main characters. They were just there.
But also, those at their point, when those seasons came, that's for diehard DC fans at that point, not like casual people. Like we need with these shows, with these animated shows, you kind of use these as an introduction to many of these characters. Like, that's why the X-Men became popular, because look at X-Men 97. How many people want to check out the Grant Morrison run now? Because
people are wanting to willingly read Fatal Attractions. Do you know how amazing that is?
Mm-hmm. Or like people want to know who Bastion is because they were introduced to him during nice. Like, you need these shows help people get introduced to these characters more, and that's my problem with this show. Is that this is not what I think Batman needs. I think because people still think with shows like these, people just think Batman's still the loner guy. He's still just like, I Batman, I hate Superman, blah blah blah, and that's not what we need. I feel like we need to showcase that Bruce is more than that. Bruce is, as a character, has evolved from being alone. Like, he still kind of dwells back in that sometimes, but like, he has a family. He has a backup crew that he can rely on. And such, and that's my problem with the show personally. Like, I don't think it's gonna be bad per se, but it's not. I'm not excited for it. Like, when My Adventure Superman, I was excited about because it's such a new take on Superman, a new take on Superman, and that's what I love about it. It's something, a young Superman first starting out, and such, and doing unique things with it, and that's what I love about it. With this, is like I don't see anything new besides just new takes on these villains, which we always kind of get with a lot of these series. So like, no,
I will watch this, but I'm not counting the days. I'm not that we still need to talk about Catwoman and Clayface. All right, because I have a problem with the way they talk about Catwoman. First of all, here's Catwoman's look. It's obviously the 40s, purple dress, green cape, half mask thing. Okay, here we go. Bruce Timm said, we didn't want to do the B-Task Catwoman or the version that Ed Brubaker and Darwin Cook did in the early 2000s, the practical leather jumpsuits, again, our default look in the comics and movies. Okay, fine. That's great. I love that. We want to do something different. So we thought, let's go back to the beginning. I love the original look she had in the 40s. I like how they say, let's do something different, like Brave and the Bold didn't use this design for 3 seasons.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, there are a dozen other Catwoman looks that we've never seen adapted. Why not do one of those? It's like when I go crazy every time I've seen Jean Grey put on that damn green dress again. It's like, come on, she's got other looks. Even X-Men 97 fell in that trap. They also say that like Barbara Stanwyck's performance in Lady Eve is like the inspiration for it. That's cool. The one I'm actually excited for is Clayface. And that's because we've never had Golden Age Clayface adapted. He's always been Mud Monster Clayface. And in every animated adaptation, I think since the B-Task was his first one, we've never done the serial killer who shapeshifts his face. Like, that's the part I'm like, okay, cool, thanks. That's actually new. We haven't done that in anything before. So, that's cool. I like that. That's it. It premieres August 1st on Prime Video. I think we talked this subject to death. I will still watch it, but I'm not excited for it. And if it is as dull and repetitive as I think it'll be, I may not even finish the season. Cassie, what do you got?
I try to sum it up by check stream chat.
Okay, I'm gonna go.
You mentioned purple gloves.
Perfect. I'm gonna open this in browser. Purple gloves. That's what I want. I want purple gloves. It makes the costume pop.
Yeah. It just makes fake Batman versus real Batman. Fake Undertaker.
Exactly. Real Golden Age Batman would have purple gloves.
Purple gloves.
Although I forget which one had the purple.
Purple gloves of justice.
SSJ4J, that's a good one. Lon Chaney, if he was a shape-changing murderer. That's what the original Clayface was like. He was like Man of 1,000 Faces, but as a villain, and that's what I want to see. I hope they do him well, because that's like the only thing I'm holding on to at this point. All right, moving on. Happier news. Ralph Ineson has been cast as Galactus in Fantastic Four. If you've never heard Ralph Ineson's voice, go look it up, because oh my god, has no one ever been born to play Galactus but him at this point.
If you watch interviews with him, his voice is just naturally booming.
He played Sid in Final Fantasy 16.
Yeah, he plays Sid in Final Fantasy 16. He's in Legends of Vox Machine, Tangle the series, the Dark Crystal, Age of Resistance series. Yeah, but his natural voice just sounds so natural.
Sounds amazing. Insane. Now, Smith the Crow says, why is Galactus in this, at least if he's a one-off villain? I think this is going to be a Thanos and Guardians 1 situation, where we will see the setup of the Silver Surfer encountering the Fantastic Four by her talking to Galactus, and then we kind of get like a tease, and he'll be like a thing later, right? Like kind of how Thanos like set up sending off Gamora and Nebula in the first Guardians. I think it's going to be something like that. I think that's going to be kind of what it is. But yeah, his voice is incredible. I mean, I'm excited. The movie's continuing to excite me with its cast, and the writer of this film wrote Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, which spoiler for the tier list was really good. So I'm excited for this movie, guys. All right, I'm more excited though because it's coming sooner. The Ninja Sentai Kakuranger 30th anniversary was kind of a letdown when they built up a big announcement a while back, and then it just turned out to be a stage show where you could go meet the cast. Well, at that cast meeting, they announced that there was going to be a new Toei Tokusatsu fan club special for Ninja Sentai Kakuranger's 30th anniversary, bringing back the original 5 cast members, the Kakurangers themselves. They brought back the narrator character with a new actor, since the original actor unfortunately passed away a few years ago. And they're even training a new ninja, who I hope gets to transform, because that'd be super freaking cool. This is being advertised as the 54th episode of Kakuranger, which I think is a perfect way to go with the mentality. This is not like a big movie. This is a special. And here they are. Here, look at them. I like how they were like, King Kosogi's arms have gotten so big we can't find sleeves for him.
Yeah.
Show how ripped they are.
Whoa, man.
Dude looks amazing. I love Kakuranger, guys. It's like top 3 Sentai, so I'm so excited for this.
I hope they bring back Ninja Blacks as random to see spastic English, perfect English.
They better. I would love it if he like went away and he comes back and he only speaks English again. He just forgot how to speak Japanese. I love that. That's a plot point. Is that he has to learn how to speak Japanese in the series. It's great. I'm so happy. And here they are. Here's the suits. I kind of like how Ninja Red's looks a little baggier because it's supposed to be 30 years later, which I think is just super fun. I don't know if Ninja Man's in it, but I think he might. They might throw him in. They just need a suit.
It's just a suit. You just get the voice actor in and record.
Yeah. And here's the new kid, who is.
So what's the Ninja Green stuff I've been seeing?
There was a concept for a Ninja Green, and people are thinking new kid who's like presented as a ninja might be turning into Ninja Green as like part of it. It's like the next generation of Kakurangers. The best part is the title. It's Ninja Sentai Kakuranger Act 3 Middle Age Struggles.
Yes.
I love Kakuranger. It's great.
We need more middle-aged superheroes.
Yes. And you know it's great too because Kakuranger was divided into 2 acts. There was Act 1 of the story and then Act 2. So this is Act 3. It's like the next chapter. And I can't wait. I'm so excited. We might review it on the show when it drops because I'm that excited. I love Kakuranger so much.
Also, is that where Ninja Green came from? Was from that scrap Ninja Green concept then?
Very possible, actually. I didn't think about that, but it's possible. I don't know if there's confirmation on that, but it's possible that Mito Ninja is based on that concept. That makes sense. That would make sense. You guys ready for some toy news? Because we're going to transition. I lined these up. I lined up the news really great today, so I feel proud of myself. All right. Let's get some toy news. Starting with Bandai Toys. Starting with Kakuranger. If you do not own the Super Sentai Artisan Doron Changer, or if you want to upgrade that, Bandai is releasing the Memorial Edition Doron Changer for Kakuranger's 30th. It is the same mold and design as the Super Sentai Artisan one, but this will now include additional features, including voice lines and music. Bandai doesn't like to put that on their actual pages, but just take my word for it. It's 11,000 yen, comes out in, February of next year. And it will contain voice lines from all 5 Kakurangers, from stuff from the show and the new special. Plus, on top of that, there will be the opening theme song and the ending theme song. The original Doron Changer was the first Super Sentai Artisan Changer, so it only had transformation sound, calling sound, and 1 piece of music from the roll call. So this is going to be a huge upgrade sound-wise, but overall visually the same.
Random Hispanic, Mexican music for the roll call.
Is that why I like Kakuranger? Spin Dash says, so who wants to buy my Artisan one? I'm also thinking about this too, because I'm like, this has a lot more sounds, but I have the Artisan one. I took a picture with Ninja Red Sasuke himself holding my Artisan one, so I don't know if I want to sell my Artisan one, but I also want to get this.
His DNA's on it. Don't sell it.
I know. I don't know. I don't know what I want to do with it yet, but this also. Oh, there is one difference, one physical difference. It does not include the tiny Ninja Man bottle and Ninja Man figure, which was included with the original, and that's probably because they put a bunch of sounds in it. And they're like, oh, we've made a bunch of Ninja Mans recently. We don't need this.
So trade-offs. You get one with a jar with a Ninja Man, or you get more sounds. Which one do you prefer?
Exactly. We'll see if the aftermarket cooperates and the original goes down because of this one.
I'll watch a bunch of people selling their Ninja Man on the just the Ninja Man alone on the aftermarket for people who want who gets this, but still want the Ninja Man.
Yep. Anyways, there's that. Next up, Ultraman figure series is back. The Ultra Action figure series. This is going to be interesting for Ultraman Arc because he does have these armors. It is going to be one figure that comes with 2 armors. Oh, that's right. Spin Dash said the Artisan one was limited to 6,000 units. I forgot that because it was the first Artisan. They limited it to 6,000. That's also why it's kind of expensive. Anyways, so Ultraman Arc's armors will be part of a figure. It'll come with the sword. This looks like a more well-rounded package than we've gotten in some Ultra figures recently. So it's nice to see that we're kind of getting an improvement.
It's nice. It's a return of the Bandai armor gimmick, which I miss.
Yeah.
I've been missing for a while.
So this comes out at the end of July for 4,950 yen.
Arc's rip. He has those pecs and abs on the figure sculpt.
He's so jacked, it's great.
I hope this gets since we are getting the Ultra action figures here in the West, I hope this does get a official US release.
That'd be nice to see.
Like I imagine they don't want to push all the Arc stuff to the US, but at least we get I hope we get this at least. I feel like if there's anything we should get, it's this.
Mm-hmm. All right, next up, Kamen Rider Outsiders Episode 5 aired finally, and we have product announcements from Bandai, because of course we do. First page, new stuff, or newish stuff. The Kamen Rider 03 Progress Key and 03 Driver Unit will be going up for pre-order on May 27th, releasing in November, and entering into my house sometime in December.
It'll never end.
It never ends. The 02 Henshin phrase being, it's never over, I did not realize was actually legitimate. I did not think that one through. Genmu fans, if he's still existing, they haven't overexposed your favorite character. He's getting a new Gashat set, which is Maximum Mighty Zombie.
Got that Sephiroth bang going on.
Sephiroth bang. That's coming out in December. That's also going up May 27th. And then if you didn't get the Chinese release of the Premium DX Kamen Rider Geats Magnum blaster gun, there is going to be, this is the full-size version, that will be coming up as well for a Japanese release.
And just praise to God that customs doesn't get you when you order this.
Exactly. Now, if you missed out on previous items for X8 and 01, Bandai got you covered by re-releasing all of them between December and January. So these are up for pre-order, I think, today in Japan. So we've got the Maximum Mighty XX for Gem. We've got a reissue of the Memorial. Just look at the stuff, guys. I'm not going to try to remember all the names of these things. All of this stuff you see on screen is getting reissued between October and January. It's a lot. That's why I think I put in the tweet, Bandai announced a bunch of stuff. Bandai, chill. You don't need to re-release everything exactly at the same time. But if you missed out on any of the previous Memorial Edition stuff or anything, all that, Spin Dash did tweet this, yes. And I was going to bring up all the individual tweets, but then I thought this graphic was also just handier for time. If you guys want details, go to Spin Dash's Twitter. He's got it all laid out, item by item. I just wanted to kind of move on from this. Yeah, Bandai went nuts. But I don't have to order any of the 01 site, because I actually got all those when they came out. So I just gotta get 03, because I got everything else. But there you go. All right. Boom. Next up, if you like Kamen Rider Legend, here's this gorgeous binder. And I do mean that, because it's 7,000 yen and comes with 5 cards. This is the binder he has in the show. Except now it's, you can buy it. And put your cards in it.
Totally not reused prop from Woes. Woes' book.
Exactly. This comes out in September for 6,930 yen. That's the Bandai Toy News. Moving on to Transformers. Transformers coming up hot. Coming up fresh. We got them. This is me trying to fill time. You guys can just chat.
Transformers Pizza Pie, yep.
Transformers Pizza Pie. We got actually quite a bit of Transformers stuff. Some of these are technically leaks. Some of these technically aren't. It's when it comes to the kids line Transformers, things get so muddled as to is this officially revealed or is this something that just leaked?
I mean, they don't officially reveal them.
Yeah, they don't announce the kids stuff on the toy streams. All right. So first things first. Scotty found a Transformer with a side flip looks like Tron. Oh, that's the Gamer Edition side flip. I think it's cool. All right, Transformers. Psychos. I think Poppy and Chalice won a poll or something. Ask somebody collecting Kemi cards, not me. All right, so the Transformers Missing Link 3 and 4, Bumblebee and Cliffjumper, which we saw the leaked image of last week. It's official. Here they are. These cute little buggers are like about $40 a pop, which isn't too bad because they actually scaled them. I believe they're larger than the original G1 toys. They scaled them up a bit.
Okay.
But they follow the same thing that Convoy did, where it's the G1 toy with modern articulation.
I kind of want
also
them.
In this case, hands.
I kind of want them to do like a 1 out of 1,000 chance that one of them would be a bumper jumper, like one of them's a yellow cliff jumper.
Yes, that would be great. So here's Bumblebee next to his original toy, basically. So you can see he is slightly larger. He's not like significantly bigger, but he is slightly larger than the original toy. But has that same vibe. There they are next to Missing Link Convoy. Psycho says, "You getting Missing Link Soundwave?" Of course, if they make a Soundwave, I'll buy it. I also have nostalgia for the G1 toy as Soundwave.
Wouldn't that be the music label Soundwave?
No, because I actually would look like the G1 toy and not like it went through a Linkin Park filter. I say that lovingly, maybe. Anyways, these guys are coming out later this year at your fine local retailers. I like how they gave Cliffjumper the bazooka.
That's his de facto weapon now. It's just bazooka.
Yep. Iconic weapon bazooka. That was pretty cool. All right. Transformers Earthspark hashtag is finally getting a toy. And I mean an actual toy.
Like actual toys, they're just stupid Tacticon dumb things.
Exactly. So here she is. She's the last of the main characters to not be made.
The Matobots.
The Matobots. What's interesting is her vehicle mode is no longer a ghost truck, but is actually this pickup truck. And as we see in today's teaser trailer, she does have this vehicle mode in the show. So she does switch vehicle modes, probably because of stuff that happened in Season 1. But she is going to be a warrior class. And she looks good. She also has this combine and ride feature where she can connect to the other figure in the wave, which is Spitfire, who is listed as a character in that cast list we got.
Which is like green Twitch. So like green Twitch, so possible evil clone, maybe?
And she's listed as a Chaos Terran. So yeah, it's interesting they have this combining gimmick thing going on in this and another subline of Earthspark. They just Hasbro's like, we need to do combiners.
It's interesting because it's interesting. I thought that'd be only exclusive to those two multi-packs, but they're throwing it into the main line. Maybe they still testing the water of doing Energon figures for generations, maybe.
Maybe.
See how that works.
They're like, can we do combining separate figures? But anyways, that's cool. Here's some garbage. I mean that lovingly, but not really. Here's
at least the warrior class figures for Earthspark are like decent toys. Are like overall decent toys. Not like great toys, but like so they're fine. I think.
But these Transformers 1 toys.
Yeah, on that one hand.
Hey, ARGM Marco. This is the Energon Glow Bumblebee, which all I can see is clear plastic disaster. Like, he's already spindly and thin, and his arms are completely clear plastic. Because Hasbro's clear plastic is always so strong. Anyways, he lights up or something. I don't care enough. What is this? This is Matrix Optimus Prime.
So you put a Matrix in him and he lights up. I think it's like the same line as the Bumblebee, but like God, he looks.
Oh no, he's even worse.
Yeah.
You just swap. This one is even worse. All it is that you push a button and his head flips around from Orion Pax to Optimus. What is?
He doesn't even transform. He looks like a dollar store figure.
What are we doing with these Transformers toys? God, it's a good thing I don't have kids. I'd be buying them expensive toys just so they have something fun to play with. All right, then there's a basic. What is it called? The basic alpha, whatever. There's a Quintesson.
So this is, I think, the deluxe line for Earthspark, like like how Earthspark and Cyberverse had their deluxe figures. I think this is part of the deluxe line.
You know what's great about it though? It looks awesome, and I'd actually want to buy it, except exclusive to Walmart.
Wait, it's a Walmart exclusive?
It's a Walmart exclusive.
Is he the only one Walmart exclusive, or is the whole line Walmart exclusive?
He's the only one that's been listed as a Walmart exclusive.
Okay.
Hellfire's reminding me how sturdy Classics Optimus Prime was with his clear plastic. 2006. Oh, can I get 2006 plastic back?
Wait, question. Are we talking about any Marvel Legends? Are we talking about any Marvel Legends stuff this stream?
Yes.
Okay. Let's make sure. We'll talk about exclusive war stories when we get to that. Then.
Yeah. Also, I think it's funny that the Quintesson has to transform, and therefore it turns into a redacted for YouTube demonetization rules. I don't know.
I think that's
maybe it's just because I'm almost 30, but all I can see is inappropriate things with this.
I think it's supposed to be the ship they arrive on in the trailer. I think that's what it's supposed to be. But still, it does look like an adult toy.
Yep. Okay. And hey, welcome back, RID Overload, because they retooled you into Megatron. What the hell are we doing?
What's that gift from what year is this?
What year is it?
Yeah.
This is an RID 2015 toy that they slapped a new head on and said now it's Megatron. His fusion cannon isn't even on the right side. And he comes with one of those Bakugan minicons.
Yeah. It's so weird. I'm pretty sure it's not gonna have those minicons in the movie. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. They just brought back an old. All right, here's Energon Glow Optimus. This is the Energon Glow one. He turns into a truck, if you call it that. He glows. Too much.
My favorite part, that the truck will look horrible because they didn't even try to hide the torso.
Nope. You know what? Oh, hey guys, welcome back, Bot Shots.
No, insert the Palpatine somehow.
Bot shots have returned. The Optimus and Megatron here.
It seems funnier because Takara is producing Bot Shot Oshikalion, so it's kind of weird coincidence that they're making it. But it's even worse because these they some reason didn't reuse the Bot Shot name, but instead came up with a new, less questionable name. Do you know what
we will
called?
talk about the name in a moment because Hellfire just made my brain explode. What's more bizarre is that the minicon isn't one that came with the original mold, so they finished out a random minicon just for him.
Yeah, they just fished out right on one for it. But yeah, my God, these Bot Shot.
Bot Shots. These, for those that don't know Bot Shots, because it's been a minute, these were small spring-loaded transformers where they'd roll and they'd hit something and they'd auto-transform. And
you're supposed to play some kind of rock, paper, scissors. It was their competitor to the Bakugan market, even though they already had that with Beyblade for Hasbro.
And guys, guess what? You won't see it on the front of the package, but there's a side shot. These are called, and I kid you not, this is an official freaking toy. They are not called Bot Shots. They are called Race Changers. Did Hasbro fire the people that look into names to see if they would have a problem? Because Race Changers.
Seriously, did no one double check? Did no one just realize that?
No one did. Do you know how many people this had to go to get printed on a package right there with the word Race Changers?
Nowhere along that production line. No one.
No one. Not a single person thought
this went through
Race Changers.
One guy giving the idea, the boss to sign it off, the production people, the graphic design people, none of them.
The trademark
people. Yep.
The trademark people.
Nobody.
Also, I'm curious. Are they just because they still have the flippy? Because in the original Basha toys, they have this whole rock paper scissors gimmick with their chests. Are they keeping that or no? Because no.
I would say no. I would also imagine those still turn because they're not going to. They're not going to spend the money to retool them.
Yeah, if you look at the picture,
Hellfire even got what I was saying. This had to get improved at least by 3 different people.
Yeah,
exactly. That's...
did the Bot Shots trademark this right out, so they just couldn't reuse it?
I would have just changed it to Shotbot.
Shotbot, yeah. Or don't even. It's on the side of the box. They didn't even need to put a name on it.
Or that too.
They put Launch and Race as the top. They could have been Launch and Race Optimus and Megatron.
Yep, they could have just been that.
Launch and Race. It really shows how desperate. How desperate is Hasbro right now, where they had to fish?
Oh, let's fish out some more stuff. Here's a crappy Blur figure from RID 15 that's now Mirage.
Yeah, I think they at least changed the head. So
they changed the head, yes.
So it's already better than Earthspark one-step change or breakdown, who's just Wheeljack.
So here's a 3-pack of 3 of the shittiest looking toys I've ever seen in my life.
So yeah, because I think Optimus the only one they slightly changed the mold of, where I think Megatron's a slight retool of the Cyberverse one.
Yep.
And then the Mirage.
The Mirage is Blur. from
Yeah,
RID.
Rich 15 more.
They are digging out 10-year-old toys, slapping new heads on them and saying this is a toy line for kids. Guys, like, if this movie flops, the toy line ain't saving it.
Yeah, remember? You guys remember, like, Mutant Mayhem? Was it like, yeah, the movie did really good, but like, then most
Mutant
of
Mayhem did solid box office, but they sold $1 billion worth of toys, so they're like, we're just gonna make this forever now. Like, it greenlit the whole show and sequels and stuff.
even Rise of the Beast, then Rise of the Beast, you know that
the toys from Rise
of
of the Beast. I think it's because of the studio series, honestly. But
yeah,
they said, oh yeah, the movie didn't perform as well, but the toy sales were so high, it made up for it. I don't think the toy sales are going to be high on this one, guys. I just have a feeling.
and to give credit, at least Rise of the Beast is mostly new stuff. Or
Yeah.
that toy line.
So anyways, that's your weekly update on trash. The only good toy here is exclusive to Walmart. Hey, there's a Transformers stream tomorrow, though, so if you want to fire off some comments at the chat, nobody's going to hear you, but, you can do that if you want, I guess. Also, fun tip, watch the stream, don't look at the chat.
How far? Not even then. The engineering of most of these current toy like flip changers date back to Age of Extinction. They keep using them ever since. Yep.
That's true. These like one-step flip changer things go back to Age of Extinction, and they haven't evolved. Hey guys, you know what? Let's get back to Transformers Leak Watch, because here we go, leak time. We've been wondering what Leader Thundertron was going to be for the Star Seekers line, because we had the listing.
We're back to multiplex, baby.
Yep. So you're going to get a Thundertron, who is a hook hand and a minor paint job, and I think a new head from the retail one.
A new head that looks more like the original toy.
Yeah. So anyone that was complaining about inaccuracies with the original toy, well, here you go. But he also comes with a deluxe class weaponizer figure, which is a repaint of one of the rocks.
I do love he just strap him to the side of the box.
Yeah, you can't even see him through the window. And then they repainted Rat Bat into a character from RID 15, who does not look like that.
Which also explains, that also explains the mystery on the Thundertron figure, because on the Thundertron figure shoulder pads, one shoulder pad has the classic 5 mil report, and then the other one had these mysterious just square pegs that no one knew what they were for, until when this got revealed and realized, oh, the rat bat can hang on his shoulder like a parrot. I kind of love that. I kind of love they're fully going.
It kind of feels like this was designed first, and they just decided to stick him in the main line second, right?
Yeah, I kind of love how full hog they are going with the pirate theme.
Yeah.
Thundertron.
Hellfire says, let's go back and forth with Soundout to figure out what was going on with Thundertron. I was holding my own copy until we finally figured out what it was that changed. It's so minor. It's not even a repaint. It's just...
His gold, because the retail one has a bronze instead of gold.
But those are such close colors that Lightning Collection would say they're the same thing.
Yeah, the hook is, you got the hook hand, the new hand. It's a nice bonus, I call it.
You are getting a deal because it's $35 for a Voyager, $25 for a deluxe, and then $5 for a cassette. But it's going to be a $55 package.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Bring back the old days of multi-packs, of leader class multi-packs.
All right, so we're going to do McFarlane toys next. I'm going to go prep the links. I promise I'll be less ranty. I'm getting all heated on the stream. Toy companies, man.
You're heated, I'm sick, and Cass is Cass.
Cass is chilling. Cass is like, this is fine.
Yeah, exactly.
But also, oh my god, race changers. Who thought that was okay?
That's something.
That is
some level
of hubris to not even think.
Nobody stopped to think.
Yeah, exactly.
Unbroken line of just saying yes to that.
Hellfire says, was that all that leaked? I swear there was more. Yep, I looked around. That was all that leaked.
For once.
Technically, the Earthspark figures were leaks, but they were official images. They were just posted on some retailer.
So for once, the fan stream's not gonna have any. It's actually gonna be mostly new.
Hey, there's still like what, 15 hours?
You're right.
Yeah. All right. McFarlane Toys. There is a Joker Mobile and Joker Man bundle that you can get on Amazon. Isn't that neat?
This for the anime series line, right?
This is for the
Oh, no, it's for the
Batman
66.
66 comic.
Right. It looks fun. I like it. I like the neon colors of it.
All right, we got official picks for the Batman and Bane 2-pack. What's interesting is Bane's hose is like non-venomized, even though he's all bulked up, like he's had the venom through it, but it's just gray instead of green.
Is that accurate to the comic?
No.
I think because
It's gray when he's not bulked up. Before he hits the venom, it's gray. But then when he hits the venom, it's a clear tube, so then it turns all green.
Yep.
But I do like the way the Batman looks here.
Yeah, and plus I got wire cape. Yes, I love.
I like how Todd's new thing is 2-layered fabric wired capes because it's just showing up everybody else. All right, so this 2-pack, it's Batman, it's Bane. You know, ultimately the question is, can he break Batman's back? Because we're all morbid freaks around here. Yes, he can. They actually made a promo image for it.
Nice. There it is.
There it is. You guys happy now?
I'm really glad because I missed out. The Bane was one of the first Mega Figs they released.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure, and I missed out getting that fig.
I have that fig. He's great. He's really good.
So it's great, and he became like really rare. He got really rare after he discontinued. So I'm glad they're re-releasing him. Plus, he comes with fists because that was a major problem with the Mega Fig Bane.
Yeah.
This came with grappling hands.
Yeah, they definitely upgraded him. Oops, minor spoiler to a later reveal. All right. Then the other big reveal, image-wise, was Tim Drake. And I love this figure, but I got one problem.
The fact he doesn't come with a bow staff?
Yes, let's talk about his accessory loadout. He has thumbs up and pointing. He has open hands. He has a second set of open hands that are a little different. Fists, and then grip hands for his bow staff that he does not include.
Pretty much like whenever McFarlane includes multiple hands, it's usually these hand set, probably just like one mold, probably, of these hands. So
I like the Dan Moore art on the trading card, though. That's really nice.
Yeah, but still, bow staff not included, which is a problem.
Yep. I have a bow staff from the previous Robin.
Yeah. So I could even give.
And he does have a two-tone cloth cape with a wire, and he does come with like a total of 10 hands. I'm not mad. I just wish I could give. I just wish he came with a bow staff. I would have dropped a couple hands to get a bow staff.
Zelchek is not that serious. Zelchek is not that serious.
It's not that serious. The thing is that when it comes to Tim Drake as Robin, the bow staff is part of his like loadout, but it's not like a Quasar saber. It's not essential. Like he does enough stuff without the bow staff.
It's just a metal stick.
Yeah, it's just slightly annoying, but yeah, I mean, there's other ones that come with bow staffs. It's like if you need a bow staff, it's not hard to get. Also the figure's $20, so.
And also I still love the 2-layer wire cape.
Yep.
That's so
2-layer wire cape. See you later, Scotty. All right. And then we got the tease for the Rebirth Cyborg Superman. Yeah, thank you, because my brain was
not Rebirth. New 52.
Oh, it is the New 52. Yeah, it's not the Streamline. It's all,
I'm not sure. I'm not sure how I feel about this design. And this is not the figure's fault, but it's more of the original comics.
I never liked it. I really like Cyborg Superman in his original design, where he looks like he's just Superman that was injured and needed cyborg parts, and it gives you that unsettling feeling because he's like a super big bad villain, but he really looks like Superman. This kind of just goes off in its own way, you know.
Yeah, so I'm probably not gonna pick this one up, but you know, it's Todd loves Superman, so we've heard this guy got a regular classic Cyborg Superman eventually.
Still looks nice. Marco. So, sorry, you gotta go finish up.
No, I just say I think the sculpt's good. I'll say that.
I think the sculpt looks great. ARG and Marco said it's not as annoying as Nightwing not having a Screama 6. That was my problem with the Titans Wave Nightwing, was that he didn't come with the sticks, nor did he come with hands to hold them, so you couldn't port them over. So at least with Robin, if you have a staff, you can give it to him because he comes with the hands for the staff. Mm-hmm. So that I think that's the good part of it. Okay. Next up, it's Marvel Legends time. So
do you want to tell your
I will after we look at Venom.
All right.
I'm going in order of reveal. We're getting a new Venom. And I did ask myself, do I need a 4th Venom? And I ultimately decided, yes, I do, because This one's got this really. I love this old Todd McFarlane style head before the pre-tongue days, right? Where he's just a smiling toothy maniac.
So
Ooh,
from
look at that! I zoomed in.
it's so if I understand, it's the limbs and the tongue head is the same as the Life Foundation 3-pack, but the
Yes.
torso is new, which
Yep.
because it has the reverse ab crunch with the diaphragm joint.
You get the
like
clean
when you're
shoulders. You get the diaphragm and the ab crunch. But he's Walmart exclusive. Ugh.
Of course.
I mean, I'll
I'm
say
conflicted
this,
because it's our 4th Venom, so he doesn't really need to be in the main line, but he's going to be hard to get because he's Venom.
but here, I mean, I maybe because after Target, I'm burned out from Target, but like Walmart pre-orders, from what you always tell me, are better than Walmart.
Walmart pre-orders are better. If
Target...
you can lock it in early, like if you wait like a day or so, that starts getting a thing. But if you order from Walmart right when it goes up, or very close to it, they are pretty good at shipping out. Walmart has gotten very good at pre-orders lately.
Yeah.
So I didn't have any issue last year with any of the Walmart exclusives.
Yeah, we're gonna get to Target because
this kind of reminds me of the animated retro Spider-Man that everybody wants that they can't get because it was Walmart and they have to like wait for the exclusive license to lapse before they could reissue it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, so we
don't know when this is going up or when it's coming out, but it's this year sometime, and I'll keep you guys posted when we learn pre-order details.
The only Venom I had was the Monster Wave Venom body I think that was the Viperium body one.
Yeah.
So like I'm happy to get this one.
I'm happy to buy Venom for a 4th time. I like Venom. It is interesting though. Walmart got Venom, Target got Carnage. I think it's kind of interesting.
Is Amazon gonna get Toxin?
Maybe. I could go for another Toxin. Speaking of exclusives, though. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, especially one new Toxin that's like the norm, like the non-monster Toxin.
I would like a Toxin that's not the Eddie Brock Toxin.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, the Marvel Legends Target exclusive Carol Danvers Warbird figure went up for pre-order last Thursday.
Yeah.
Target. Why did you plan to put a pre-order the week that you were doing a 20% off sale?
Yep.
Because I'm sure that helped this sell out in 4 minutes. Because
yeah.
Tell your story. Tell your story, Ryan. It's more.
So Thursday day, I woke up at 9 o'clock straight. I wasn't even like intentionally woke up that time to order, but it's one of those like convenient things where I woke up at 9. I was like, oh yay! I was like, oh yeah, the pre-order should be open now for her. I wake up, I like rub my eyes because I just woken up, so getting over the tiredness. Woke up, check my phone, open Target, and gone, and not at 9:04 in the morning.
So here's how my story went. This went up at 9 a.m. Eastern. This was at 7 a.m. my time, and I am not a morning person, like, at all, as many people know. I set my alarm. I woke up at 6:55 in the morning, had the Target pages open, got the whole thing ready, and then I was just refreshing to get the link to work and refreshing to get things going. And at 6:59:59, it popped up with just an add to cart button. It said add to cart for item details. I was like,
the page wasn't even loaded yet. The page wasn't even loaded yet.
The page wasn't even loaded. It just had an add to cart button. So I hit add to cart. I hit checkout. Went back to my order screen. It showed a picture of her, and I was like, okay, cool. I checked my email, got my confirmation email, went back to bed at 7:03, and I slept for like 2 more hours. But I mean, selling out in 4 minutes is ridiculous. Holy crap.
That's ridiculous. Like,
yeah, and I've heard from people that work with Target. Target ordered in advance. They're like, this is how many we're getting. This is how many go online. This is how many go to stores. They clearly didn't put enough for online. And I think that there was a bunch of people that ordered multiple, like 3 or 4, because I don't know if there was a limit. Because of the sale, they ordered more. So
you gotta love scalpers, right?
Yep. The fun part is I won't even know if I'm going to get her until July 21st. We'll see if she actually ships, because my Black Widow never did. My Tracksuit Mafia never did.
And they got lost.
Yep. Like Tomo said, scalpers and bots, that's for sure.
Seriously, that's 4 minutes. Like, that's crazy.
Yep.
Like, I didn't.
Master Ben, luckily my order stayed. That's what I was worried about, that it would cancel because of the weird add to cart button. But I think it was just they put the stock up and then they made the page live. So Common Pikachu, we're going to talk about Junk Warrior in like a minute and a half.
Like, this is like,
Anyways.
what's the point of having a pre-order where
Yeah.
it's just gone?
Exactly.
That fast?
And the fun part is I can sit here going, I have her on order. Do I? Because I don't know if she's actually going to ship.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
that's the thing. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. The next test of Target will be in June because of Sam Wilson Captain America. Let's see if they ship my pre-order for him. Let's see if they can actually do this thing called fulfill an order they took. Harder than you think, apparently.
Like when I pre-ordered Cassandra Cass, that like I got her like that took a bit for her to be sold out.
Yeah.
Not
McFarlane ones, McFarlane Target pre-orders are not usually too bad. They take a little bit to sell out, if they do, and then they ship your order like on time. But Hasbro Target stuff, chaos every single time. You guys ready for the next news topic?
Yep.
Hey, it's a Carnage. We're getting movie Carnage, which I think a lot of people have been wanting. He's going to be 8.5 inches tall, so 8.5 inches of Carnage, 5 bendy tentacles, 2 bladed weapons, and an extra head. He's going to be a deluxe release, and he will be a retail figure available everywhere.
This figure's insane. Like, my God.
Right?
It came with a Green Jelly album for us old heads who played the Super Nintendo game.
Yeah.
Absolute Carnage, yeah. But yeah, like, this is like import quality. Like, my God, it's insane how like nice looking he is.
I'm glad I skipped the figure art now, because this is gonna do it.
Yeah, I gotta say, that looks as good as a figure art. Yeah, like what the heck?
Do you hope to reissue the movie Venom? Because I know some people still haven't gotten him, so like, so you to go alongside with him. But still, like, goddamn.
I think they'll definitely. Let me go look up the figure arts Carnage. I definitely think they're going to reissue him now because because Venom's new movie is supposed to be coming this year still. So, let's see. Here's somebody's somebody's review image. This is the figure art Carnage.
Kyle, really quick, why it takes so long to get movie cards? Probably licensing, because the Sony licensing is weird with the toy stuff.
Damn, Hasbro even gave it a paint shader.
I think I like how Hasbro looks a little bit more.
I like it a little bit more too. Yeah, the red pops. It's more of a blood red.
Also, this reminds me that movie Carnage is giant. Give it to comic Carnage.
Yeah, comic Carnage is all tiny and skinny. Movie Carnage is a beast. A beast. All right, let's get to our last news topics for the toys so we can get on to some apes. All right, in other toy news...
that exactly popped in my head again with Homer looking at apes popping.
Apes. Dr. Zaius. Anyways, I love how everybody was sharing the Dr. Zaius musical over the weekend. All right, Kotobukiya's Reveltech Junk Warrior from Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds is now official and going up. He's up for pre-order. Hey. I ordered mine because I'm a 5Ds knucklehead. So
you and me use his card.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, yeah, he's one of the centers of my decks. Anyways, he looks fantastic. I mean, he's so good. Multiple hands, lots of articulation, looks incredible. I don't have anything like bad to say about it. I think it's pretty solid. And yeah, he can even like crouch down. Like they went hardcore on these. This is pretty great. The nice part is that Junk Warrior is a retail release, Miteki. He is... Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed Godzilla X Kong, Jojo Star. He's a retail release. I ordered mine on Amayami, which is nice because I had to order Yusei from Hobby Genki because there was a deluxe edition that actually came with extra stuff. But this is what the figure looks like. He's got 4 extra hands. This little attack display thing here, it shows like his attack points. That is... only through the Kyoto store, so you'll need a middleman if you want that piece of cardboard in that little standee. I didn't feel like doing that. I just got him. Here's the thing. He is... let me look at the price before I come back to this picture with Yusei. He's 11,000 yen, which sounds a little nuts, but then you look at him next to Yusei.
But the yen is very...
He's a big...
It doesn't hurt that the yen is much weaker than the dollar at the moment.
Yeah, like I even with shipping, he's going to be cheaper through Ami than through like Big Bad Toy Store. But look at him next to Yusei. He's massive. It's properly scaled. He doesn't look like because a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh figures, like the Figma Dark Magician girl, is like the exact same size as Yu-Gi. I'm like, I wish she was a little bigger. She's supposed to be a card projection, not a person. This is what I like to see. I like to see this stuff.
Yeah, almost like a stand, you know.
I guess it goes into what are like I guess
Power.
that goes into like height that like what are the in scale heights of the
Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh monsters? Because I guess Dark Magician Girl would be like human sized, but Junk Warrior would be a tall robot man. So I guess that's what they're going for scenario.
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense as well. I'm excited for these. I will do reviews of these figures, either in shorts or full length. We'll see. I don't know yet. I haven't decided. I reviewing figures is not a thing I like. I like doing them because they're kind of easy to do, but then also like viewership wise, my other types of videos do better. So I might do shorts though because I like talking about toys.
I think it's probably I think this one you could do review of like I'm not sure how we'll do view wise, but like I doubt there's gonna be many people as like a big like
That's true.
if there are gonna be reviews of him, it's not gonna be from big fighties fans. It's gonna be this action figure and like anime reviewers.
You're saying the whole reason I still do Digimon model kit reviews because I'm an actual Digimon fan.
Yeah, you have the advantage of being the fan of the property, so that's gonna be the biggest advantage of you reviewing these. I mean, the gag. You should begin the gag of the video, just you throwing the playmates you stay into the garbage can.
Oh my god! Now keeping his bike.
Yeah, keeping his bike. It's like finally, I can get rid of this thing. Yeah, take him out of the bike and chuck it in the trash.
Benjamin Wiseman, thank you for that nice compliment about the Digimon model kit reviews. That's why I like doing them because I feel like I actually provide context of being a fan of the stuff, not just like anime model kit people, right? Not to say that's not to say that like that's a bad way of reviewing things, but I like to bring my own fresh. I want different. I want to be able to do things different than other people, not just do the same thing.
How many people realize that the Ultra S partial Melgram are from Digimon 2020?
That's the Ultras mode. Oh god, am I the only one that pointed out that those were from it? It's possible. Anyways, SSJ Fortress, and now we wait for an SH Monster Art Stardust Dragon. Yeah, that'd be cool. Oh, I would like a model kit even.
They announced at the hobby show the
Winged Dragon of Ra.
Ra.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was gonna wait till we get official pics for that before we talk about it, so we could look at it in better detail. Speaking of Shizuoka Hobby Show, oops, I clicked on the wrong thing. Where did it go? There we go. Shizuoka Hobby Show was this past weekend. I wanted to talk about just a couple things from it. There was too much to cover in one live stream, especially when we're trying to do Apes. But I wanted to talk about Takara Tomy kind of coming back to business.
Nowhere.
Like, they're not just re-releasing Hasbro toys, they're actually making new stuff.
Isn't Shaq Callion?
Exactly. So here's an $800 Rodimus Prime figure. This is part of the T-Spark line, which is Takara Tomy coming back and doing high-end stuff. This is a Rodimus. It's based on an IDW design. And he transforms.
And the fact he actually transformed probably shows that he's probably going to release compared to the Armada Optimus they showcased before. Like the fact he actually has a video mode shows that he probably is going to be an actual toy that get released versus that old Armada Optimus prototype that became nothing.
Yeah. And he is listed as AMT-01 coming in summer 2024, as in like details in the summer. Pretty cool. And then there's some new Zoids stuff. I'm going to clip through this for people that like Zoids because I know nothing of Zoids and I don't want to educate myself on Zoids right now because I want to talk about Apes. I can only do one thing at a time. But these are part of like the realized model line for Zoids. So yeah, it's kind of interesting that they're doing these. Zoids. I like the way they look, but I don't know the context. Why is there so many Zoids? Oh my god. When did the Zoids end? Why is this so... Oh, here we go. Toy Rise. Toy Rise is interesting. Remember when like Takara Tomy and Bandai were collaborating on stuff? Seems to be this is what it was for on the Takara Tomy side in a big way. The Toy Rise line is including Brave X-Kaiser, who Takara did the toys for originally. But now Takara's doing Brave toys again. Is that crazy? I think it's crazy. So Brave X-Kaiser here, and there's this little mini robot form. This actually
X-Kaiser looks dope.
X-Kaiser looks great. Kind of redesigned, kind of, streamlined. and it's Toy Rise 01 Brave X Kaiser. There is
What's
a
the,
Scope Dog.
Scale?
Oh, go ahead. What?
What's the scale?
I don't think they actually listed a scale.
Oh, they didn't. All right.
He looks big.
That's basically what I want. Is he big or not?
I think he's big. What looks small, but more appropriately, would be the Toy Rise Scope Dog from Voton's.
Yeah, that's cool. That's gonna be small. Yep.
It's your boy, Scope Dog.
It's my boy Scope Dog. It looks like he's gonna be able to just like it's 1/48 scale, third time assemble Scope Dog. So the idea is that I think it's like an all-in-one package, and then he can fold up into the seated position and stuff.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, and then here's X Kaiser in color. This is
I was gonna say like
this
there
is
you go.
regular X Kaiser.
That's...
Brave X Kaiser was in the gray. This is regular X Kaiser. But
well, that one's big.
yeah, definitely big. He looks really cool. Takara did a masterpiece X Kaiser like 20 years ago, and they haven't done
years
Brave
ago
since. Yeah. Then they're also doing Genesec Gao Gaigar, which is amazing because Takara didn't do the toys for Gao Gaigar Final. So this is their first time doing Genesec.
It's great to see.
What's interesting is he looks smaller than X Kaiser. Not exactly sure
Gaigar's,
why.
well, because remember, right, Gaigar's not that big of a mech versus other mechs, so I guess that's
yeah,
scale.
he's not as huge.
He will also transform and stuff, it seems. So, pretty cool. Then on this side, it's just insanity. First of all, there's another Bang Brave Bravern.
Yes, more.
Nice.
We need more Bang Bravern.
And it looks like it's not just Bravern, but also his upgrade mech. His
Dragon. Brave Dragon!
Brave Dragon! So they'll combine as well, which is cool. Ryu Kendo figures. This is a Toku series.
They brought back Ryukendo, my old love. I can't believe they did it. They resurrected a zombie.
They resurrected Ryukendo with the armor gimmick and everything, and then there's also these little battle guys from this one thing.
Oh no! Those are Bombermen. So back in the day. So do you know Battle Beat-em-on?
Yes.
So back in the day, Dakar and Hudson Soft team up to make these little Bomberman marble shooter toys. That was a big sub brand of Bomberman. These Bomberman with marbles and shooters that had like mechs that became the eventual beat 'em on we'll get in the 2000s.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's an interesting history with the
Beat-em-on
character.
is technically a Bomberman spinoff. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an interesting history about that. But yeah, so they're making new ones of these, new ones of the Bomberman mechs they had.
And they combine too. I saw
Yep,
this on
they
the
combine
design
everything.
sheet. They're Gatai Robos. That's awesome. There's also going to be a mecha girl of the Liger from.
They like their Mecha Musume.
Yep, I couldn't remember Zoids for a moment. They're going to be Kotobukiya statues, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. That was the stuff I want to talk about first. Secondly, I want to talk about Bandai's Shogoken 50th anniversary display. Not all of these are guaranteed to release. They're waiting on
Approvals.
Approvals, yeah. So first up, we have a Kakume Shinka version of Mazinger Z from the final episode of. Is this Great Mazinger? No, that's Mazinger Z. It's the Battle Damage Mazinger Z from the final episode.
Yep.
So pretty cool. And there's going to be a Great Mazinger Kakume Shinka version. That's the thing that's already exists. There's the old jumbo like vinyl figure thing.
Shogun Warriors.
They showed off a bunch of the Mazingers that have existed for the anniversary. Then they showed the Voltes 5 Legacy version of Voltes 5, which is pretty interesting. So I thought that was kind of neat. Because that show aired a while back, and now they're coming around again, waiting on approvals to see if they actually get released. There's a new Gundam Advances Zeta thing that has a name I can't pronounce. More metal robot spirits, including things from Seed Freedom, like the shiny gold Akatsuki that gets shown off for like one scene, but I loved it, and I kind of want the real grade. Hellfire, I did miss that. There's a Transformers 40 line that Takara is doing, and they're doing a retooled Legacy Lyo convoy that's supposed to be more anime accurate or something.
Interesting.
So, yeah. Anyway, so here's some various Gundam things. Here's some Code Geass metal robot spirits that exist.
Oh.
Which is pretty cool. These are all stupid expensive. That Z Apollo is 19,000 yen. And then here's the big one. Color accurate Mach 5 from Speed Racer or Mach Go Go Go. And what I mean by color accurate, it actually has the blue. Oh, that was only the only picture of it. Sorry.
The blue, yeah.
The
People
blue
think
on
it's
the
just a
bottom.
pure white car. You
Yeah.
think it's a pure white car, but not.
American licensing and a lot of toys that are produced make it a pure white car, but the actual animation in the original animation model, it is white on top and it's blue along the bottom. And people took it as shading, but it's actually supposed to be two colors.
And it's a Spider-Man 2099 situation all over again.
Yep. It's a Storm silver suit situation all over again where people keep thinking it's black or white. It's silver. It's called the silver suit. Anyways, this is really cool because this is the most accurate Mach 5 we've seen in a long time. Muteki says, can my Marvel Legends thing fit in the Mach 5? I don't know how big it's going to be, but if we could stick action figures in it, that'd be rad. But we'll see.
Yeah,
You put your Ghost Rider. Put your Ghost Rider. There's your Marvel Legends Rob Reyes.
Yep. And then they showed a display of combining robots they've done in Soul Shizuoka.
Oh god! Isn't the whole thing is Robbie can just go? Well, Ghost Rider can go to any vehicle and turn to a Hell Charger.
Yes.
Can I imagine?
They can possess any vehicle. You could possess the Mach 5.
Yeah, imagine a Ghost Rider possess Mach 5.
Yep. So the rest of this display is just like stuff they've made, like the Sandland tank that I can't afford, and Macross stuff, and Grandizer stuff, and that was pretty much it. That was what I highlighted from Shizuoka Hobby Show, just because
You saw the new photos of the Digimon kit.
I did. Yeah, the Imperial Digimon kit looked great. I figured since I'm going to review it, going over photos of it was not productive. I was like, I'm going to review that kit when it comes out. I don't think we need to talk about it on the stream. I'll just talk about it in a few months when I got it. Oh yeah, there's also that Rubik's Cube robot. I couldn't find the Bandai page for it.
Oh yeah, Rubik's. Which that thing looks great, but I hate the price.
Yeah, that's Shigoken all over. Prices are always. Hey guys, we're 2 hours into our stream. It's time to do our tier list. It's Apes. It's the Planet of the Apes tier list.
I can't really comment. I can't really comment. I only seen the first film, but that was years ago. I mean, this is like probably my next like film series I'm marathoning.
Highly recommend it. There's not a bad one in the bunch.
Yeah, because
it's going to be a lot fresher in Soundout12 for sure. Because even though I have seen them, I don't remember too much.
I'm currently doing the X-Men movies, and oh man, that's a kind of rough so far. We just finished watching.
There's a lot of bad ones in that bunch.
We just finished Last Stand. Oh man.
See you later, Celtics. Oh god, Last Stand.
That movie frustrates me.
Oh, Last Stand.
That movie should not be allowed to have that many good lines for how terrible it is.
I know, there's so many good scenes in Last Stand, but also a lot of bad.
Alright, as SSJ4 Jason said, tier list of the Planet of the Apes. I should have titled it that. That's much better.
tier list of the Planet.
Oh,
I just love
good. Tier list of the Planet of the Apes.
You should call this discussion video this discussion. You should call this discussion video this discussion of the Planet of the Apes.
This discussion of the Planet of the Apes. There we go. So we're gonna rank the 10 movies. I have the 2 TV shows on here. I haven't seen them, so I'm gonna watch them. I just haven't done it yet. Let's see. Scrubblor Gaming says, after watching your video on the Planet of the Apes movies and seeing reviews for Kingdom, there's a history of no need for a new movie. Where could they go? Damn, this was good, but what's next? Yeah, that's how the whole franchise goes. You're like, how can they make another movie? And then they make another movie, and you're like, that's different than what I ever thought they would. Muteki says, do you consider the unrated as separate? Oh, for Conquest? I'm not sure. I'm not going to include it in one, because they have the same story. Just one's more violent. The violence helps it, but, from an impact perspective. But it's the same story, basically. So let's go through it, guys. 1968's Planet of the Apes. The whole reason we have this franchise, because they decided to adapt a book into a movie. And they didn't have the budget to do it how they in the book, the apes are super high-tech, sci-fi, technologically advanced, but they didn't have the money for that. So we got kind of like the crazy, like, rustic aesthetic of, like, the nature kind of aesthetic from it. It's like, I don't know. Jerry, would you call it one of the most iconic movies of all time?
Absolutely, 100%.
I mean, how many things? How many things parody that ending?
So many, right?
Exactly.
And the ending's so known that like it's hard to call it a spoiler.
Futurama does a really good job of parodying it
Oh, yeah.
because it goes so long. It's one of those. It's so long. It's unfunny, and then it goes more into it's funny again.
Yeah, like the ant gag in the Conan O'Brien episode of Space Ghost. Yeah. So yeah, Spin Dash. The book had him in a futurist setting. The Return to the Planet of the Apes animated series actually kind of brings some of that back, and they actually because it was animation, they could make them all like future tech stuff. Cameron says favorite Planet of the Apes character. That's hard.
So here's what future? Are you talking about like actual futuristic stuff or like Jetsons futuristic stuff?
Kind of like retro future, like what you get in the '60s, kind of thing. So
All out. I mean, like
all out. Like they just have like technology that's magic, basically. From what I understand.
So will the ship just go wing, all that stuff?
Yeah, kind of like that, I think. Cameron Meadows' his favorite Planet of the Apes character. I think original Caesar. And
Wheels has joined. Wheels has joined the talk of the monkey.
Wheels joined Monkey Talk.
Together, apes strong.
Yeah, that's the line, right? I mean,
although it is funny because apes are pretty strong even without being together. I mean,
it's true.
I mean, there's other great lines like, "No, go back, no, back." I love that audio recording. In
lots of
four.
no's in the franchise, right?
I love that audio recording because if you ever notice some of the PA stuff, it's just like, how can we sneak Roddy McDowell into more of this film at times? Like it's hilarious.
It's great.
Like that man like should have been a super millionaire. He was probably too humble and he probably took pay decreases. I'm pretty sure that man should have been like
already at Roddy McDowell's house.
Like the original franchise is kind of like Roddy McDowell is the face of that franchise in a lot of ways. Kind of like I feel like Andy Serkis was like the face of the Rise trilogy, you know?
Well, because they went to him and said, "Hey, you were the greatest monkey in the world. You want to do it again?" And he was like, "You mean Gollum or Kong?" They're like, "Obviously Kong."
I forget that he was Gollum because every other is important. Yeah, he has so many other performances so iconic.
Because
all right.
Gollum was just him acting like Kong.
It's
like,
true.
Literally.
But anyways, ranking the original film before we get off track, it is an S tier film. Obviously, I think that's without a doubt. It's the.
Well, I don't know. Are you a damn dirty ape?
Yeah. I really like it. It still holds up so well. It's actually, I think, because the 1968 film is so good, is why the 2001 film doesn't register for anybody. Because
it's
what are you going to do? Watch the 2001 reboot, or are you going to watch the original film that like is so iconic, right?
It took me like maybe like 2 to 3 years to appreciate that film, because the thing that I didn't know about was like I had never really read the book, and it was around I think 2 or 3 years after that film came out. There were more behind the scenes about the production of the original films and explaining to me about the original book. Did I understand that Tim Burton's was like, how can I try to be a little bit more faithful to the original book and also be a different sci-fi opera at the same time?
Yeah.
So like that whole plot twist to possibly the sequel of him going back and like the monkey going back and escalating the timeline so like society didn't fall as bad was like, I was like, yo, I was actually kind of looking for a Tim Burton sequel.
I think the sequel would have made a better movie. I just think the first movie hits.
It would have. Oh my god.
I guess we can just rank 2001 now. It's my D tier. It's the lowest for me because I feel like it retreads too much.
And also, there's a lot of weird decisions in that film.
And a lot of weird decisions. I think its sequel could have been great, but I think it retreaded the first movie too much.
No, it did some great.
I think the problem with it was that was a lot of reboots and remakes during the late 90s and 2000s. The problem was they were more retreads.
Like Spin Dash mentioned the Lost in Space movie.
Yeah, being tangential. You know, like every reboot now is like, how can we do this? But either make it like its own thing with a bit of edge to it, but not too much edge where it's like cringe. Because I remember the Lost in Space one is kind of like ironically the
Lost in Space one is tonally, it can't make up its mind if it's a family movie or a gritty reboot.
my favorite part though is it literally was the basis for how could we make technically that somewhat better one for Netflix?
Mm-hmm. All right.
Like the Netflix one sort of takes that one and does it better.
I will say
Yes.
because I probably had to head off because I do need to take some medicine. But I will say the 2001 film has some great practical effects
Yes.
for the monkey.
I think that's
effect.
that's why I don't have an F
favorite...
tier on here, because like, and that movie's not that bad. It's just in comparison to the others, it's just a little weaker. But the practical effects makeup work was great. Yeah.
But yeah,
I think one of the other best parts about it was how many actors, their agencies were like, we're gonna get you in the film as a human, and like Paul Giamatti and other actors were like, why would I want to be a frickin' human? It's called Planet of the Apes.
monkey must be turned to ape.
Yes, exactly. Ryan, you heading off? You want to plug?
Yeah. You can follow me at DarkHorse63 on YouTube and Twitter. I do art commercials like the one you see this very channel. You want any food for DM me on Twitter or on San Francisco Protocol, link in the description below. Anyways, have a nice night, everybody.
All right, see ya. Okay, so Beneath the Planet of the Apes is a movie I don't think is that great, but is like so insane as a sequel.
I mean, worshipping a bomb.
There's people worshiping a bomb. The ending is like, how do you make more movies ending, which is hilarious. Yeah. There's a lot to it, but I think overall it just kind of, it goes maybe a little too crazy and doesn't really have a plot.
I want to say that's what inspired Fallout with the Children of the Atom.
That would make sense, actually.
Yeah, because here's the thing. I remember hearing so many great stories about. Okay, so I heard
is this a short story
about two? Yeah, pretty much. Like I saw the first movie at the age of like 6 or 7, and the other movies were not heavily syndicated on AMC yet. They were not heavily syndicated on Turner Classic until like the 2000.
Yep.
Pretty much the year Teen Titans debuted was the year
that's when they finally showed like
everywhere.
the sequels.
But the first movie was the only one you saw, and my parents would always tell me almost like bedtime stories in a sense, like what happened in the other films.
Yeah.
Because like I saw the first one,
which I gotta imagine
kid,
sounds
like,
insane because having watched these movies, they are bonkers.
Yeah, because my parents tell me it, and then I watched 2 for the first time ever, and I was like, man, this movie sucks ass until you finally actually get to the cult and the bomb. Like
it's very retready in the first part of it. It does a bit of a retread in the first part, and then the back half is insane.
And it's all because of Heston. It's all because of Charlton Heston. It's funny because he comes back for the remake to play a Dr. Zarius character. He's the reason why the second one almost like bombed altogether. It was his fault that second movie was so shit till the end.
But we did
get makes sense why my parents only told me the ending. Yeah, I think the thing is too that ending's insane. But I gotta say, the way that Escape pulls it together to make another movie is impressive. That being said, I'm gonna put it in B. Escape from the Planet of the Apes. It starts out like dynamically, and it's like, oh, apes have traveled back in time the way that like a human traveled forward in time in the first film, and then it shows like how humanity reacts to talking apes. And there's I think a little too much hijinks because the last like 15 minutes make such a dark, depressing, sad turn that it kind of hits you out of nowhere because you were just doing hijinks and then suddenly like people are dying left and right. That was goated.
That was goated. And the ending, it's like all these like hijinks and then it's just like super haunting, bleak, terrifying stuff at the ending. Which leads us.
Best part is that guy was so committed to trying to prevent the future rather than why don't I work with Cornelius and them who know of a possible future events to avert this versus no, let's just kill them because it will stop the uprising. Little did you know you escalated the uprising.
And that's what leads us to
who said no was not Caesar.
Yep. And that's what leads us to Conquest of the Planet of the Apes. I can't rank it over the original film because it's not as good as a movie, but see you later, Cameron. That's
the best film.
I love Conquest.
Best film.
So much.
When I watched your video, I was losing my mind. I was like, this is my child again.
Oh, yeah, because you see how many times did I say that Conquest is my favorite. I love Conquest. I said that so many times in the video because I filmed that video out of order, so I didn't realize how many times I repeated it. Conquest is such a good movie. If you watch the theatrical, it doesn't hit as hard as if you watch the unrated cut. The unrated cut is fantastic.
This is the problem. I think I grew up watching the unrated cut.
The unrated cut didn't exist until 2008, so it's not possible. The unrated
Okay,
cut of
'cause I'm trying to
Conquest was
remember.
lost media prior to 2008. So the big change is there's a character that lives in the theatrical that dies in the uncut version. That's the only story change.
Oh wait, don't they? Oh yeah, don't they kill what's his face?
It's the governor. The governor doesn't make it out of the original cut. He makes it out of the theatrical. But Conquest follows up from Escape, and it's like it's like this interesting approach of like dogs and cats have all died because of a virus, and now people use apes as pets. But then the apes as pets became apes as slaves. And then eventually the apes are like, we've had enough of this, and have an uprising against the humans. And it's all done because the lead character of the film is Caesar, and he leads the apes because he is more intelligent than them. And he figures out how to bring them all together. And it's this like glorious, like sort of inverse of what we had seen, where like the original Apes film, like humans were like being hunted by apes, whereas like apes were fighting for their freedom and conquest. And just the visual distinction of all of the apes like attacking in like mobs and stuff, and it like has so many reflections. So like the point where there's like this police force of humans who are like in charge of disciplining apes, and they're literally dressed like Nazis. Like, it is the most unsubtle movie ever, but I love it because it just hits you straight in the face with it, and you wouldn't expect it from a movie that came out in 1972. But it's fantastic.
Man, we got to talk about those civil rights. So we're gonna use the
Yeah.
monkeys.
Actually, it's a great civil rights movie. As LPA said, oh god, that's too real. Yeah, it's amazing because I'm like, I watched that movie for the first time in 2024, and I'm like, all of this holds up.
Is how one of my favorite parts is how all the movies really deal with like a Kikuchiki-esque like score, where they barely use music, and when all the music hits, it's always like weird, eerie sounds.
Definitely.
Like, I always love how they do like the Ocean's 11 kind of thing when Caesar's telling the other apes to do shit. It's like him like just moving his eyes, and they're just like, all right, go time.
Mm-hmm. I love the music in Conquest too. I think it's my favorite soundtrack. That's why I used it in my video. So I was like, I love the main theme for it. Techie says, wait, Caesar the good guy? That's the question. Is he the good guy? That's
my favorite.
I love how morally ambiguous it is.
The only thing that keeps Caesar in check, like unlike the original timeline with the other monkey that allegedly was Caesar, the only thing that kept him in check this time around was the fact that he was with Wrath of Khan raised his ass, and then the black guy sympathized with Caesar too much, that led Caesar to remember the part of humanity that he was raised alongside. He was like, come on, Caesar, I'm black, and even I'm like, yo, this is too far. And Caesar's like,
that's what's so great about it. You know, it's sometimes like so this is the thing, is like it was made in the 70s, right? So diverse casting wasn't really like a thought process, but there is one black character as part of the humans, and he is the one that's sympathetic with the apes, and he's also the one that's like, this has gone too far. And I think that's such an interesting commentary on humanity and society. And it's, again, the franchise is called Planet of the Apes, but like I said in my video, it has so much like reflections of our society and how we treat people. It's amazing, especially to see it out of a 1972 fourth movie in a series.
And if I recall, they got a pretty close actor to look like the guy when they recasted him, I think, in 5.
Well, they didn't recast him, it's his brother.
Actor. Okay, I wasn't sure.
I wasn't sure either, because he has the same
Godzilla
last name.
Yeah.
But Battle for the Planet of the Apes, though, unfortunately, it's a C-tier movie.
You know what?
We kind of crashed hard.
It's still good.
It's still good.
It's still good, though.
It's still good, but the reason I put it in C, as opposed to Escape and Beneath in B.
Its budget gets slashed hard?
The budget got slashed hard, and it goes from like, oh, it has a lower budget. Like Conquest had a budget slash, but it's all set like, but this is supposed to be like in the future, and now like apes and humans have their own like distinctive areas, but it just looks super cheap. And I do think that after Conquest was so like, teeth dug in very hard on its subject matter, Battle kind of takes a lighter approach, and I think it just doesn't click as much. That's why I'm putting it in C. Though I kind of want to switch Beneath and Battle. I think I kind of want to do that. I think I want to put Beneath there. Put Battle. I mean, Beneath is crazier. But Battle, I think Battle's good for a lot of reasons. I like the extended cut, also, too, which the extended cut fixes some of the hanging plot threads. Like,
I like the fact that Battle also, like, you know, tries to show that, like, it does a better setup to show that, like, you know, you apes actually have the same folly of man, since we evolved from you and now you technically evolved from us. You will also commit the same atrocities we committed.
There is literally a line in the movie.
The original timeline that apes.
Mm-hmm. There's literally a line in the movie where the human leader says, "It's been 15 years of peace. It's getting boring. Let's start a war with the apes." Like, it's, and then there's also like an ape general. It's like, we should go to war with the humans. It's like they get bored and they have nothing else to do, so they were like, we got to start a war. And I think that's such an interesting commentary on the way that, like, a lot of things happen again in our real life stuff. Of, like, our wars rage just because people can't sit still and not fight all the time. Oh, also the movie has on-screen child ape death, so if you're into that. All right, so that brings us to the conclusion of the original series. Let's talk about Rise of the Planet of the Apes. That's a solid movie. I'd give that one an A. I think
it probably put me to sleep.
I think Rise is interesting because
sleep.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the most exciting film, but I think it was an interesting way, like the way they build up the characters was really good. And I think that Rise was like a foundation piece, so they could build the next film and then the next film off of. But I will say, there is societal commentary in this the way that there is in the previous films. But I gotta say, the modern films don't hit the social commentary as hard as the films from the 70s. Which is kind of surprising. It's kind of the inverse of a lot of franchises. But I still think it's really well done for a lot of reasons. I think it kind of establishes the character of Caesar. Hey, Scotty, yeah, we're still on. We're ape talking. I think Rise is great. I think it was a slow burn, but like the build up to the nose scene, and then like the whole San Francisco bridge scene is just incredible, and that's why it's an A. All right, now Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, like a lot of people have been talking about lately, that's an S tier movie. That is a build on what Rise established, and it shows the apes are trying to live peacefully. They're staying away from humans, but when humans start encroaching on their territory, they're like, all right, back off. And then you have Koba on the ape side, and then you have what's the actor's name? I just forgot his name. He's in a lot of stuff.
Gary Oldman,
yeah. Gary Oldman on the human side, and they start escalating. And so then it's like Caesar and the other human are like trying to keep everything chill, trying to keep it all going.
That movie's just...
And then both of the other sides are escalating it. Oh, what was that?
Just Conquest with a budget.
Yeah, I think Rise is more Conquest with a budget. And then Dawn is more Battle with a budget, right? Because you have more all-out combat.
Battle. Sorry.
Yeah, Battle.
I switched the names in my head.
Yeah. I think Dawn is like Battle, and Rise is like Conquest. Because, like, Conquest shows how you get to apes being a dominant force, and Rise shows you how to get apes to a dominant force. So I definitely think those are good. Now, the next movie, War of the Planet of the Apes, I'm going to put that in A tier above Rise.
I'm just going to say this right now, Soundout. It was hard to take the second film seriously when the guy who's always cast as a super scumbag villain was technically your good human character.
Yes. But then there was that guy that was like a bad guy in Arrow that was like a bad guy in this, and I was like, well, that works. I'm going to put War in A, because War is an incredible emotional journey. I thought it was going to be a huge battle movie because of the way the trailers marketed it, but it's actually like, it's a big-ass character piece. Terrific film. Maybe a little long. It's still an A tier. It's still really good.
Yeah, because Caesar had to go out and die like a G.
Exactly. And then Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, the newest movie. I'm going to put this one also in S tier. I don't know. Is Kingdom above Dawn? I just watched it yesterday. It's not above Conquest, though. I'm going to put it above Dawn. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. So we can kind of put allusions to things, right? We said Rise is like Conquest. Dawn is like Battle. War is kind of like what we didn't really get after Battle, you know? A lot of similar elements, a lot of reflections, a lot of things. Kingdom takes the establishment that Rise, Dawn, and War established, and then tells a new story. There are references, there are allusions, there are similarities, but it has a new story. It has a new direction.
You know what it makes me feel
its
like?
ending doesn't make me think, oh, we're going to do that type of movie next. It makes me think, we got a new story on our hands. And I think that works really, really well. And I'm happy it's doing well at the box office because I want to see more movies like this because it's great.
Found out. Do you know what I see the new one as? I haven't watched it. I just went and read reviews and other stuff about it.
Mm-hmm.
It makes me feel watching it makes me feel like, what if the Planet of the Apes TV series took place immediately after the events of the last three in the series? So instead of it being like sort of right after an alternate timeline when supposedly I think Charlton Heston's character showed up, or right before.
Right, because the TV series takes place
like
800 years prior to the first film.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
like it's pretty much the TV series.
And Kingdom takes
but what
place
if we
300
actually
years
did-
after War. So
Yeah, because
Yeah.
the reason why I see it as the TV series is only because they emphasize what are in these vaults. The main
Yeah.
plot thread that was the TV show was humanity's lost history are in the vaults. Apes didn't care about the vaults really, but in the show, it's obviously the Apes are like, we could get the knowledge and we could rebuild society. We could have buildings and stuff. They're like thinking like that, but also there's the few human holdouts that are like, what if we get this and we can restore our dominance? So, you know.
Yeah, and I think Kingdom surprised me in a lot of ways because of that. I wasn't expecting that to be like the focal point of the story, but without going in any other spoilers on it, I think it's terrific because we have new characters. Because obviously, Caesar was our focus character for the Rise trilogy, but that was, of course, following up from Caesar from Conquest and Battle. So I think it's interesting that we just kind of went and they're like, here, new characters, new stories, new point in time, what happens, let's start a new story building on what we had from before. And I think it was very successful in doing so and has me very excited to see where the franchise goes next. So that does it for the tier list, though. That's it. That is the ranking of the 10 movies. I don't even feel like moving anything around. I feel this is pretty solid. I mean, all of these movies are great. I mean, I love the Planet of the Apes movies so much. I really do. It's been a blast watching them, and I think this ranking's pretty good. What do you think, Cass?
I can't argue with it.
Can't argue. That's good. Kind of weird having 4 in S tier, but I think all 4 of those are really
see
good.
The newest one.
Yeah, I do recommend, if anyone in the chat also, if you're like, oh, is it good? Should I go see it? I highly recommend it. And as someone that has watched all the movies recently, I can say yes, it is really good. It is worth seeing for sure. And yeah, I mean, that pretty much wraps it up, right? I don't think we got anything else on the tier list. I think that covers it. So that's the ranking. That's the ranking of those
now
movies.
We gotta go tier. Now we just gotta go tier all of Roddy McDowell's great movies, like Fright Night 1 and Fright Night 2.
Do we have to include his Batman appearances?
I mean, they're not movies, so no.
They were produced like movies.
No, they weren't.
Yeah, they were produced as 2-parters. They were like, it was
Maybe.
one production that was split in 2.
Give me a director's cut and we'll talk about it.
Maybe we will. All right. I think it's about going to wrap us up for our main stream. As we announced earlier in the stream, in case you haven't heard it, we're going to do a members-only AMA stream after this. It is about 7:30 Eastern now. We'll start that up at 7:45 Eastern. We'll just hang out for a bit, do a little members-only stuff. So if you want to join as a member, you can hit the join button down below and get access to that stream as well as the replay. But for now, I think we're going to wrap it up on the main stream. How about, Kaus, you let us know what's going on this week. What do you got going on?
Tuesday, tomorrow, King of Fighters 15. Got a lot to talk about in terms of the world of video games.
Oh, yeah.
More and more just keeps happening.
Or more and more keeps dying.
Yeah, exactly. And on top of that, we got Evo Japan, Evo over here next month. No, July. So there's stuff to be prepared for that because there's tournaments going on right now for it. Did you know that?
I did not know there was tournaments, but that's exciting.
Yeah. You could even sign up for them right for your PS5.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm
Yeah,
good enough
tomorrow,
at
Taylor,
any game
15.
to do that, but we'll see.
4 p.m. Eastern.
Mhm.
If you win, you get invited to the finals. To Evo.
Wow.
So.
That's pretty good. Wheels, what do you got?
Check out our website, hero-club.com. Follow us across social media using Hero Club for Life. And check out our Patreon, because we could use the support. My God, we gotta fix that damn site.
Yep. But in the meantime, there'll be videos this week, of course, on Wednesday and Friday, and shorts sprinkled between. There, of course, will be a stream next Monday as well. But we are going to break, and we will be back soon for the members-only stream. So stick around if you're a member. Go check the channel page. I'll be putting up the page as soon as the stream is over, so you guys can go sit in the waiting room while we wait to come back. So see you all next week.